Oh, come in, Sergeant Carter. At ease. You know Lieutenant Beasley from Special Services?
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine, Sergeant, thank you.
We were just talking about one of your men, Sergeant, Private Gomer Pyle, and his singing at the Navy Relief Show back in Washington.
Yes, sir. He did a fine job, sir.
That he did.
You know, Sergeant Carter was in Washington with Pyle when he did the show. He was a great help.
Well, he always obeys me, sir. I just ordered him to be talented, and he was.
Yes. Well, we'd like to take advantage of Pyle's talents again. As you may have heard, we have a new regimental commander coming aboard next weekend.
So I understand, sir.
Well, he's an old friend of mine, and I'm having Lieutenant Beasley here put together a show as part of the welcoming activities.
Oh, I see, sir. And you would like Pyle to sing?
Sergeant, I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but I didn't join the Marines to be a singer. I just want to be a Marine-type Marine is all.
Look, Pyle, as long as you're in the Corps, you'll do as you're told.
Well, I know, Sergeant, but I still wished I didn't have to sing.
If they want you to sing, you'll sing. If they want you to stand on your head, you'll stand on your head. Is that clear?
Well, yes, Sergeant, but I still wish they'd find somebody else.
Pyle, I've got my orders, now you've got yours.
But, Sergeant,
Pyle!
I'll sing.
Okay, dismissed.
But, Sergeant, if I have to go to all these rehearsals like you say, ain't that going to take me away from my work?
Don't worry about it.
You mean you won't mind me not being around for all my details?
I'm a Marine, Pyle. I've been taught to make sacrifices.
Is there a Private Pyle here, Sergeant?
Yeah?
I got orders from Lieutenant Beasley to drive him over to the rec hall for rehearsals.
Right. Pyle, over here on the double.
Yes, Sergeant?
They want you at rehearsal, Pyle. They sent a driver for you.
Right, Sergeant. I'll be with you just as soon as I finish the winders.
Now, Pyle, now, get in the Jeep.
But I still got some streaks and undone corners to get at.
Get in the Jeep.
But, Sergeant, I just hate to leave streaky winders, and especially undone corners, because if you leave them undone long enough, they get that smudgy layer on them that's real hard to get off, even with a razor blade.
Get in the Jeep. Get in the Jeep.
Yes.
Bronski, here, you go finish Pyle's work for him. What are the rest of you standing around for? Get back to work, and you get in the Jeep.
The corners, Joey. Joey, the corners.
Very nice, Pyle, very nice. Let's consider that one, huh? Now, let's see. How about Stardust? That'd be a nice change of pace.
Well, I don't know, Lieutenant. I never have tried singing that one, except once back at the junior high school prom, and then I was just humming along in a friend's ear.
Is that the only way you can sing it? In a friend's ear?
Oh, no, sir.
Good. Let's try it, huh?
Excuse me, Lieutenant. Do you think we're going to get finished before dark?
I don't know why.
Well, I was hoping I'd get back in time to finish up some undone window corners.
Come on, Nelson. Left arm stiff. Keep that left arm stiff. That's better. Okay, Pyle, on your way. They want you at rehearsal.
Right in the middle of practice, Sergeant?
That's right. Up, 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 up.
Sergeant? What I do about my score? I ain't finished.
Get in the Jeep.
But I ain't finished. So do I add my score next time to my unfinished score from this time, or do I begin next time from where I finished this time?
Get in the Jeep, Pyle.
But, Sergeant...
Go! Okay, Pyle. Let's go rehearse.
But, Sergeant, shouldn't I finish the hike with the rest of the fellers? It just don't seem fair.
Get in the Jeep.
But, Sergeant, how about if I run double time back to the base instead of taking the Jeep?
Huh?
That way it'll make up for the rest of the hike I'm missing.
Get in, get in.
Well, Sergeant, I have another suggestion.
Down! Double time! Hey! Hot go straight for! Hot go straight for! Hot go straight for! Hot go... Come in.
Sergeant, I hate disturbing you this late at night, but well, have you got a minute?
What is it?
Sergeant, can I get out of this singing detail?
What?
I just feel terrible being pulled away from my regular work. I keep remembering what you once said about every man in the platoon's got to carry his own weight. And if one man drops out, then the other's got to work that much harder.
Well, maybe I did say that. But as things turned out, this work that you're worried about is not only getting done, it's getting done a lot better and a lot faster. We get along fine without you, Pyle, just fine.
What do you mean, Sergeant?
I mean that you can go to your rehearsals with a clear mind. In fact, to make your mind real clear, I'm excusing you from all duty until the show is over. Work details, guard duty, weapons drill, the works. All you got to worry about is your singing. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get to bed. Some of us have got work to do in the morning.
Hey, Go. How come eating with the peasants? Don't they have a special mess for you? I hear it's not PFC Pyle anymore. Now it's just PC Pyle. Privileged character.
I wouldn't let that bother me, Pyle. They're just envious, that's all. I say, anybody who can beat the system, more power to them.
But I ain't trying to beat the system, Lester, honest. And I don't want to be no privileged character either.
Oh, I understand. But as long as it's happened, take advantage of it. Well, there isn't one man who wouldn't give his right arm to be in your place.
Well, right now, I don't like my place. I tell you the truth, Lester, I just feel funny about this whole thing.
Pyle, what are you doing in line?
Well, I was just waiting my turn to eat, Corporal.
Oh, you're not supposed to be in line. You have a rehearsal this afternoon. Clear the way up there. All right, come on, Pyle, come with me. All right, come on, we're coming through. Up front, let's go. Come on, Pyle, come on.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. I just wanted to say good night and, well, I was just wondering if you're going to need me for rehearsal tomorrow.
Well, of course, Pyle. And every day till the show is over. Why?
Oh, nothing, sir. Well, good night.
Pyle,
Yes, sir?
you are anxious to do the show, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir. Sure. Lester? Lester, wake up. It's me, Gomer.
No, what is it? Pyle.
I'm sorry, Lester, but this is really important. You just got to tell me what you did today.
Huh?
You know, what kind of work detail the sergeant had you working on.
You woke me up for that? A review of the day's events?
I'm sorry, Lester, but you can go right back to sleep after you tell me.
The sand pile. We were removing sand from the sand pile.
Wait, Lester, listen. Did you finish all the work?
Huh?
Did you finish working on the sand pile?
No, Pyle, we didn't finish.
Good evening, sir.
What's going on here, Private? Are you being punished for something?
Oh, no, sir. As a matter of fact, nobody even knows I'm out here.
No, I see. You just felt like shoveling sand in the middle of the night for the fun of it, huh?
Well, no, sir, not that either. Actually, I'm doing it for my conscience sake.
Your conscience sake?
I guess it just don't take kindly to me shirking my duties all week long, even though I've got permission.
Look, Private, I'm not following you too well, so why don't you just go back to the barracks, huh?
Well, gosh, Lieutenant, couldn't I just finish up? I've only got about 10 more shovels.
Get moving, Private!
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Lieutenant Beasley. Well, no, sir, I didn't know you was late. I'm sorry, sir. I'll find him right now. Have you seen him? Have you seen our prima donna?
All I know is he didn't show up for roll call.
A nursemaid. That's what I'm turning into, a regular nursemaid. Pyle, what's the matter with you? Don't you know you're supposed to be at rehearsal? You're supposed to get on there to sing, Pyle, sing. Nadia, what's the matter with you? I don't get it. I don't know what you got to be so tired about. You're excused from all details, and you sure can't get too pooped just from singing. Now, you get over that wreck all as fast as your feet will carry you. You can dress on the way. Move,
Lester, wake up.
Who is it?
I gotta talk to you.
You want to know what we did today?
If you don't mind.
We were pruning the big tree behind the duty hut.
Pruning the big tree,
And we didn't finish the job. Is that what you wanted to know?
Well, yeah.
Well, we didn't finish.
Thank you, Lester. That's all I wanted to know. Lester?
Uh-huh.
Good night.
Well. Boyle!
What is it, Sarge?
What is it? It's like in the cartoons, that's what it is.
What are you talking about, Sarge?
You're snoring. You're really sawing him off tonight.
Gee, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Yeah, well, knock it off, will you?
Oh, my gosh, is that you, Lieutenant?
All right, let's have it. Name, outfit.
A Private First Class Gomer Pyle, Company B, 2nd Platoon.
Private, have you been under any kind of medical treatment lately, like a doctor, a dentist, psychiatrist?
No, Trotter, you're just fine.
That'll be all, Private.
Well, I sure am sorry about that branch, Lieutenant. I truly am.
Forget it. And get out of the tree.
Yes, sir.
Company B, Corporal Boyle. Oh, yes, sir. It's Lieutenant Beasley.
Violet. Good morning, sir. You mean he's not down there? I'll get him for you right away, sir. This is getting to be too much. You know that, Boyle? Too much. Phone calls every morning, excusing him from duty, having to remind him about rehearsals.
Sarge,
What?
why don't you get out of show business?
Okay, Pyle. Up. Pyle? What's that? What is that?
Hey, Sergeant.
What have they got you doing now? Playing the musical saw?
No, Sergeant, I'm still singing.
Oh, I see. You just couldn't get the piano into bed with you.
No, sir, it wasn't that either.
Look, Pyle, you think you can sleep all you want just because this week you're Frank Sinatra. Well, I got a hot flash for you. I relieved you of all details, but that don't mean you don't have to get up on time. Now move. They're waiting for you at dress rehearsal. This is the day of the show.
Yes, sir.
Boy, for a guy who wanted to be a Marine-type Marine, you're sure playing a good thing for all it's worth.
Okay, pal, you're on. Pyle, wake up. It's time for your number.
Good evening, sir.
At ease, Sergeant. You have a man in your platoon, a Private Gomer Pyle?
Yes, sir?
Tell me one thing, Sergeant. Is this man being punished, or is he playing off his rocker?
I don't understand, sir.
That man was shoveling sand one night and sitting in a tree sawing off branches the next night.
He was doing all this at night?
Now, what I want to know is he being punished?
No, sir. But I think I know the reason. In fact, I'm sure I do.
Well, whatever it is, Sergeant, you take care of it right away, because I don't want to see that man out at night again.
Yes, sir. It won't happen again, sir. The nut. The loony bird. Company B, Sergeant Carter. Oh, yes, sir, Lieutenant Beasley. You mean he's not there yet? But ain't the show starting pretty soon? Don't worry, sir. I'll get him there. You had to try to do everything, huh? Mr. Please the Colonel and Mr. Please the Sergeant. So, instead of doing one job good, you did two jobs bad. I told you that the show had top priority over everything else. Now, look at you. You lost 2 nights' sleep. How are you going to be able to sing, huh? How are you going to stay awake to sing? Pyle!
Sergeant, I must have dropped off.
Well, come on. They're waiting for you at the show. Where's your cap?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Looks like one of your men's been to the well, eh, Sergeant? Do you think you ought to take him in? He's in no shape to watch the show.
He ain't gonna watch it. He's a star.
Well, now it's my pleasure to introduce a young man fresh from a personal triumph from the Navy Relief Show in Washington, D.C. Camp Henderson's own singing private, PFC Gomer Pyle.
That was wonderful, but is that it? Isn't he going to sing another song?
Well, he's supposed to. We planned several.
Well, where is he? Why isn't he coming back on stage?
I don't know, sir.
What's wrong, Sergeant? What's the matter with him? Is he ill?
Well, not exactly, sir. Tired is more like it. That is, tired from rehearsing all day and working like a horse all night to make up for the details he was missing.
Pyle did that?
Yes, sir. He knew he was excused, but his conscience wouldn't have any part of it.
Well, I guess that's that. I certainly can't be upset about a man being that conscientious.
Sir, would you like to hear another song?
From Pyle? Is it possible?
I think so. Excuse me, 1 minute, sir. Pyle, you're not pulling your weight, Pyle. Everybody else has done an encore except you. Maybe that's the way you want it, huh? You want other people to do your work for you? Somebody else is gonna have to sing another song all because of your gold breaking. It's like I always said, Pyle. One man drops out, everybody else has to work that much harder.
Hey, Sarge, did you give Pyle permission to skip roll call this morning?
Of course not.
I thought because of that show last night, you let him off.
I did not. The show's over, so it's back to work. Where is he?
Well, he's sacked out in his bunk, snoring away.
Oh, he is he? Well, we'll see about that. Go on, Boyle. I'm right behind you. Company B, Sergeant Carter. Oh, good morning, Colonel.
Sergeant, I just wanted to tell you how proud I was of Private Pyle last night. He really was a standout.
Yes, sir. He did very well.
And, Sergeant, I also wanted to tell you how proud I am of you, too.
Sir?
Well, that explanation of why Pyle was so tired. Because he was trying to do his normal duties along with the extra ones for the show? That reflects on you, Sergeant.
Well, thank you, sir.
It means you've done an outstanding job to instill that kind of conscientiousness in one of your men. Good work, Sergeant.
Well, thank you again, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, come on, pal. You're not excused from anything this morning. Now on your feet.
Hold it, Boyle. What is the matter with you?
But, Sarge...
Don't you know a tired Marine when you see one?
But, Sarge, you told me that...
Boyle, hold it down, will you? Can't you see there's a man trying to sleep here?
They blow this inspection, I'll kill him. I'll kill him. Keep your eye out. Come on, Slater, get those ammunition boxes straightened out. That blanket there, right there, fold it. Don't make so much dust, Pyle.
Inspection party just leaving the barracks. Sing this way.
If you call that sleeping, there's an inch of dust under there. All right, secure them up there.
Hey, Duke, help me move this, would you?
All right, here come. You guys line up right over here.
Hey, Duke, just a second more.
Good morning, sir. Company B, fly room ready for inspection. Attention!
I was moving it to clean under, and I kind of lost my purchase on it.
Just a minute, Sergeant. What kind of a careless, inefficient Marine is that, Sergeant?
Well, sir,
is that an example of the kind of training he gets from you?
Sir,
Casual work. Take care of that, Sergeant.
Aye, aye, sir.
Oh, forget it, Vince. Just an accident. They happen.
But why always me? Why me? 16 years I put in, right? So here I am, a platoon sergeant. 3 up, 2 down, right? Big deal. This gives me the privilege of being stuck night and day with them left-footed, bird-brained foul-ups. And what I get out of it? Nothing but aggravation.
Vince, ain't that bad.
What's to be my future? Another 16 years of more aggravation, more knuckleheads? Is this to be my destiny? Life among savages?
Look, Vince, it didn't really bother the captain.
No, you didn't hear him chew me out. And why should it bother him, huh? He doesn't have to spend night and day with them clowns. He doesn't have to take the rap for their foul-ups. Not him, no. All he has to do is say, take care of it, Sergeant. Take care of it, Sergeant. And then he cuts out. This doesn't mean anything to him. He's an officer. That's a light, Nick.
All right. Why don't you become an officer? Here it is for the bulletin board. Aptitude test will begin Tuesday at 0800. Open to all enlisted personnel interested in applying for the officers' training program. You mean you would?
Why not?
Vince.
I put in my time. I done my bit. Let some other guy with a stripe take the beating. I'll be the officer. I'll be the one who only has to say, take care of it, Sarge.
Sarge, listen,
Yeah.
being an officer ain't all that easy. I mean, it's a whole
Yeah, I
different
should
life.
have done this years ago. Now I'll get that bar on my shoulder, the passport to a better life. Then I can mingle amongst gentlemen, civilized human beings instead of that bunch of cockeyed clowns out there. It'll be a relief just to be with people who can talk English good.
Sir, real trouble. Private Morgan is AWOL. Piasecki smashed up his Jeep. Schmidt is in jail for fighting with a sailor. Slater blew up the arsenal. And Gomer Pyle accidentally set fire to the mess hall.
Well, take care of it, Sergeant.
Hey, Ice.
Oh. If you want me, I'll be over signing up for that exam for the officer training program.
You sure you want to go through with it?
But I just got to go in there and tell Sergeant how sorry I am I messed up his inspection.
Bad idea. Better you stay away and let him forget it. You go in there now, he'll bite your head off and chew up the rest of you, too.
Not the sergeant. He ain't the type to be mean about it. He's much too fine a man.
Gomer, believe me, he'll take one...
Say, Sergeant, I just came out to tell you how truly sorry I am about what happened.
Don't you give it a thought, Pyle. Not a thought. It means nothing at all.
See? Told you he wouldn't be mad at all. Just like I said, he's a fine man. Just about the finest there is.
Something important?
Notice for officers training. They're holding interviews.
Yeah?
Yeah, guess who's going to take the test?
You?
Nope. Sergeant Carter.
He ain't. Well, did you ever in all your put-togethers, Sergeant Carter's gonna get to be a lieutenant?
That's right.
Well, that means he'll be going to officer school, and we won't be seeing him no more.
Yeah, isn't that sad?
I just can't imagine things around here without Sergeant Carter. Well, he's been with us straight through boot camp. Of course, I do wish him the best. For heck's sake, though, I sure hate to see him go. He's such a fine man, I'd like to continue to serve with him.
Well, you can. Why don't you apply for the officer training program?
Hmm?
Take the test, then you can be together again.
You think I ought to?
Why not? You too can be an officer, Gomer.
But could a private take this test?
Take it. You not only can take it, it's your duty. Where else are they going to find the future leaders of the Corps if not among men like us? And besides, you'll get to stay with your buddy. Your leave, sir.
No, I mean, Gomer, an officer? You mean he's taking the test for real? I was there when he was asking about it, but I didn't think it was serious. Catch, hut!
Who we get attention for?
Lieutenant Pyle.
Huh?
You're going to become a lieutenant, aren't you, sir?
Oh, come on, Dick. All I
What
done
are we
was...
standing around for? Let's make the lieutenant comfortable. Come over here, sir. Pillow, pillow, pillow. The seat's there, right here. Help me get those shoes, Lieutenant. Spot on dust there, sir. Should I get your Jeep, drive you to the officers' club, sir? Yes, yes. His bars, his bars. Give Lieutenant his bars. And salute.
Oh, come on, Dick.
Relax, Sarge. Take it easy.
I'm relaxed. I'm perfectly
It's
relaxed.
only an aptitude test. No military stuff, just general. 100 true and false questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Benson told me the trick is you got to put down the first answer that comes to your head. That's usually right. And don't stew on them too long. Oh, yeah, and you got to be relaxed.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm relaxed? I'm relaxed.
All right, I'll see you later.
Hey, Sergeant.
What are you doing here?
I'm planning on taking that there test.
That test? To become an officer in the Marines? The United States Marines?
I'm not stepping out of line, am Sergeant.
Oh, no, not at all. You feel yourself officer material? Well, you just go right ahead. How long have you been in the Marines, Pyle?
Almost 6 months.
Oh, 6 months. Well, you should have no trouble at all.
Well, I sure wish I was come as you are. Don't expect I know too many of the answers, so I guess I'll do mostly hunching.
Hunching?
Uh-huh. See, what I do when I don't know something is I slap these 2 fingers down real hard. Now, if the pointing finger tingles most, I put down true. And if the long finger tingles most, I put down files. Works real good sometimes.
Pyle, will you tell me one thing? Just one thing? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to become an officer?
Kind of a personal reason.
What's taking so long? Make sure the phone's working.
Corporal Cuccinelli speaking, sir. Yeah. Right. Uh-huh. Right. What? Oh, okay, let's have...
Well, what?
Yeah. Yeah? Right. What? Oh, okay, yeah. Thanks.
Well?
Well, they're taking the top 10 men, Sarge.
Yeah, so who the top 10 men? Who?
4 from Whipple's outfit made it.
Yeah.
2 from Sergeant Zaletsky's platoon.
Yeah, that's 6.
3 from Company C.
Yeah, that's 9. That means I did.
No, Sarge. You're 11th on the list. I'm sorry. But look, most of those guys that made it, they're college boys.
Well, who was that 10th guy? The guy that just aced me out. You know who it was?
Hey, Sarge. I just heard. I made it. Hardly by the hair on my chin, but I did do good enough to pass. I was number 10. How did you do? Where'd you come in?
Carter placed 11th. That means he's out.
You mean Gomer passed and the sergeant didn't?
Now lay off that Gomer stuff. He's practically Officer Candidate Pyle, and officer candidates are treated just like officers. You know that?
You're kidding. You mean we gotta call Gomer, sir?
That's right.
All right, break it up. We got a little work detail here. You 3 pick and shovel, tidy up the obstacle course. You 3 rakes, police the area. Slater and Gottschalk, recreation hut, swab decks. That's it. Make it good.
Excuse me, Sergeant. What'd I do?
All men passing the aptitude test have been relieved of duty status. Sir.
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 Shazam.
Since you're on your way to becoming an officer, you will have no more work assignments. The rest of you knuckleheads, scramble!
But, Sergeant, I'd be glad to grab a pick and help.
Sorry, regulations. And if you care to come around to the duty office around 14:30, we can tell you what time you have your appointment before the interview board.
Man, you're a lucky stiff, Gomer.
Sarge, we'll be having more of those officer selection tests again next year. You'll make it easy then.
If I live that long.
I still can't figure out how Pyle made it.
That's one bright side of the whole thing. I might be stuck for a whole year with the rest of those clowns, but at least he'll be out of my hair.
I'm supposed to stop by.
Your interview is scheduled for 1500. It's in half an hour, sir.
You know, Sergeant, when I first found out that I was going to officer school and you wasn't, well, I didn't like that idea one little bit. You see, I always counted on soldiering with you a little longer. I never figured this would backfire and split us up instead.
That's the way it is.
It really bothered me, Sergeant. I don't know more.
Good, good.
On account of it, don't have to split us up at all. Not one little bit.
You don't?
Not the way I'm going to arrange it. When I get to be an officer, I'm going to fix where I get assigned right here at this base. That way we be together again in the very same group.
But you can always choose where you're sent. The Corps sends officers where they need most, and in that case, you wouldn't be sent back here.
I've thought about that too, Sergeant. If that happens, I'll make a request for you and have you transferred me, so you don't worry none.
Good to have me transferred to where you are.
Officers can do that. So you see, everything's going to be just fine. We'll be together same as always. Only one teeny little difference. I'd be your superior officer. That don't really make no never mind. It'll be perfect. What with me being your superior officer, we'll be working closer together than we ever did before. Just like that, you and me. The sergeant and his superior officer.
Please, no more.
Well, I just thought I'd give you the good news. I guess I better be getting on to the interview. Is there something ailing the sergeant?
Yeah, well, you ought to be able to figure that one out, sir.
Afraid I don't follow you.
Yeah, well, I'll give it to you straight. Think how you'd feel if you put in 16 years, career, everything. And on your first try for officers training, you got beaten out by a private practically right out of boot camp.
Golly, I never figured that.
Sure. And if you hadn't taken the test, instead of being 11, Carter would have been 10.
And he'd been on his way to officers training instead of me. Well, I never for one minute wanted to get in his way. Not Sergeant Carter, not after all he's done for me.
Yeah, well, it's too late now. So forget it. You better be getting on with your interview, sir.
The Gomer Pyle reporting is ordered, sir.
At ease, Pyle. Well, would you tell the board why you wish to become an officer?
Sir?
Would you tell the board why you wish to become an officer?
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, that is something I'd like to talk to you about. First off, Colonel, sir, I want to tell you, gentlemen, that I was just tickled pink that you give me this chance. But don't you think it'd be a sight better if you give it to somebody with 16 years, with career and everything, and 2 up and 3 down? I mean 3 up and 2 down.
That you're not making yourself very clear.
Sir, I was talking about Sergeant Carter.
Well, what does Sergeant Carter have to do with this?
Oh, just about everything. The reason I was going to officer school was on account of he was going to go too.
Pyle, are you or are you not interested in becoming an officer?
Sir, I think that the colonel would like the best man for the job, and since the sergeant taught me everything that I know, I think it'd be better if you took the teacher instead of the pupil. So, if it ain't against regulations, I'm going to step down and let the sergeant go instead of me. Why, with all he knows, he'd probably start right out as a colonel with no trouble at all. I'm sorry, Colonel. I didn't mean it like that. What I'm trying to say is that I've got my work cut out for me here, and the sergeant, he's deserving of being an officer, and I'm sure he'd be one you could be real proud of.
Then you're withdrawing your name.
Yes, sir. I guess that's what I'm doing.
Come on, pick it up, take it up. Everything ain't glowing. I don't want to see anything but grass and gravel when you're finished. Now get with it. Look at it, huh? Look at it. They foul up, who gets chewed out for it, huh? Sergeant Carter. What does it mean to them? Do they care what happens to me? I miss out on that officer's thing. It's just a big laugh to them.
I don't know, Vince.
Oh, come on, Nick. They're just looking out for number one. They don't care about me. I'm just a nothing. Another sergeant they gotta put up with. Part of the scenery.
Sergeant Carter, your report to the officer selection board for an interview immediately.
The officer's selection board? There must be some mistake. I didn't place in the first...
No mistake, Sergeant. The colonel sent me for you personally.
Hey, Vince. Looks like you made it.
Hey, guys. Sergeant's going to officer school after all.
Oh, we better get started, Sergeant. Hey, don't go yet. I'll be right back.
But I don't get it. Are you sure that he meant for me?
Positive. Let's go.
Sure gonna hate to see you go, Sergeant.
Well, you take over, huh, Nick?
Okay.
I need a tie, Sarge.
Thanks, Thomas.
Hold it. Hold it. Sarge, when we heard you were taking the aptitude test, well, we went out and we got you something.
We didn't give it to you before because...
Anyway, we're glad we can give it to you now.
Your lieutenant bars, Lieutenant.
Fellas, thanks.
It looked like you got what you wanted, Vince. Passport to a new life, away from the knuckleheads.
Crazy guys. What do they want to get me these for?
The office club, Sarge. Go get it.
Sergeant Carter reporting his orders, sir.
At ease. Well, Carter, we've had some pretty glowing recommendations about you.
Beg pardon, sir?
Private Pyle withdrew his name. That moves you up to the number 10 spot, making you eligible for officer training.
He withdrew his name?
And if you make half the officer he said you would, you'll have my job in 3 months.
Does the colonel mean to say that Pyle stepped down so that I...
Would you tell the board why you wish to become an officer?
Well, sir, I'm not sure I can. I mean, I don't think I'm ready to be an officer. That is, I'm ready, but not yet. You see, sir, I have this platoon I've trained since they were recruits, and we're sort of a team, and they're still a little rough. Don't get me wrong, sir, they're good. They're real good. But I'd like to personally see them through the rest of their training. The platoon and me, we kind of understand each other. Hey, Pyle.
Hey, Sarge, what happened?
Oh, they had some special assignment they wanted a good platoon to work on, so I said we'd do it.
Mean you're staying? You ain't going?
You mean that officer thing? Ah, there's no time for that. Maybe next year. Don't worry.
You know I feel the same way. There ain't no hurry. Maybe next year.
Yeah. Come back to barracks? What's going on?
Sergeant, we'd like for you to settle an argument for us. How do you spell separate? S-E-P-E-R or A-R?
What are you bothering me for? Look it up in the dictionary.
You know, though, don't you?
Huh?
E-R-A-R.
A-R.
A-R?
Absolutely.
Here it is. Sarge is right. It's AR.
Golly, Sergeant, you're always right. How do you know so many things?
It's my job, Pyle. It's my job.
All right, now wait a minute. Now let me get this straight. You want us all to chip in and buy Sergeant Carter a birthday present?
That's exactly right.
You're kidding. Why?
Well, he helps us all get through boot camp, you included.
That's some favor. Sometimes I think he got us through boot camp so he could have another crack at us now.
Now, that's downright foolish, Duke, and you know it. You don't give somebody a gift just because they done something nice for you. That ain't the true spirit of giving. You give somebody a gift because you want to give it to them. Didn't you know it's more blessed to give than to receive?
Kill me.
I'm surprised at you, Duke. A man's birthday is an important thing, especially this one. It's Sergeant Carter's 35th one. Now, that's a really important one.
Well, so was my 25th birthday. And you know what I did on my 25th birthday? In the morning, I took a 12-mile hike. In the afternoon, I had 3 hours of calisthenics. And at night, I had 8 hours of guard duty.
See? Because of Sergeant Carter, you always remember your 25th birthday.
Gomer, you're unbelievable.
Well, I ain't asking for a whole lot. We could get Sergeant Carter a real nice gift if every man in the squad would chip him $1.
$1? What do I look like, a millionaire?
Gomer, do you know what a dollar means? A dollar's a lot of money. You can buy a lot of things with a dollar. A dollar, that's 5 years.
That ain't much, Duke. If you wanted to, you'd give up them 5 beers.
All right, show you what a nice guy I am. I'll chip in 2.5 beers, 50 cents.
Come on, Duke, make it 5 beers. 3 beers? 5 beers?
All right, 5 beers. $1. Come on, let's get it up. Everybody get it up. $1, $1. They ought to send you out at Christmas time with a tambourine, Gomer. Come on, Larry, get it up.
Thanks, Duke. You know, you're a real good person. Now we just got to figure out what we can get Sergeant Carter for his birthday.
How about a bullhorn? His voice is so I can hardly hear him.
You got a real good sense of humor, Duke. But I think we ought to pick out something special for the sergeant. I think we ought to get him a sentimental gift.
A sentimental gift? How about a whip?
Come on, fellers. Now, this is serious.
Look, Gomer, this was your idea, so I nominate you to pick out the gift.
No, I
All
think
those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. You won the election. You pick out the gift.
Good afternoon, Private. May I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking to buy my sergeant something. Tomorrow's his birthday. It's his 35th, and that's a really important one.
You bet it is. What do you have in mind?
Well, you see, all the fellers in the squad chipped in, and we want to get him something real nice.
Well, we have some handsome gift items over here. Cigarette lighters, cuff links, tie clasps. If you don't mind my asking, what would you like to spend?
Oh, I'd like to spend $100.
Oh.
But I only got 16.
Oh. Well, I'm sure we can find something here for $16 that you'll like. Say, how about this imported pocket knife with 2 blades?
My, that sure is pretty.
Scissors?
Well, what do you know about that?
Screwdriver?
Well, looky there, a real screwdriver.
Bottle opener?
My, that sure is handy. I think he'd like that a lot.
Nail file?
Oh, shoot, he's got one. No sense in giving him something he's already got.
Oh, of course not.
That's a shame. That knife would be perfect if it didn't have that nail file on it. Hey, what's that right there?
This?
No, to the left.
This?
No, I'm sorry, to my left, not your left.
This?
Forward left.
This?
No, I'm sorry. It's forward to me, but it's backwards to you.
This?
In front of that.
This?
No, I mean behind it.
This?
Yeah.
A cigarette lighter.
Oh, he's got one.
Why don't you just give him a $16 gift certificate?
Well, we couldn't do that. We've got to get him a sentimental gift.
Sentimental.
Hey, is this watch here very expensive?
Well, that is a little more than you have to spend. Sure is a beauty, though, huh? It's not only a watch, it's also a calendar.
Well, I'll be dog. A calendar? Is it much more than $16?
Well...
Cause if it is, I guess I'll just have to keep looking here till I find something else.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what. Since you're being so nice to your sergeant, I'm going to let you have this watch for $16.
Shazam! That sure is nice of you. I'll never forget you for this.
That's all right.
There's just one more thing.
What's that?
Can I have something engraved on the back of it?
Oh, absolutely. I'll even include it in the $16.
Well, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
My pleasure.
Listen, you won't be sorry, because I promise from now on I'll do all my shopping right here. When do you think we should give it to him?
What's the matter with right now?
Why not? After all, it's his birthday. Let's go over to the company office and surprise him.
Right. Come on, let's do it.
Where you going? Out to goof off a little?
Nah, sir.
You bet you're not. And wipe that silly grin off your face. Now, all of you, hear me and hear me good. I'm sick and tired of your sloppy, careless ways. This squad is becoming a bunch of thoughtless, forgetful pumpkinheads. I think you'd forget your own heads if they weren't tied to your shoulders. Cochran and Pyle, you both forgot to lock up your rifles. Gottschalk, Slater, and Pyle, you're forgetting to keep your wall lockers closed. Belcher, you forgot to fill your canteen. And Pyle, you forgot to salute an officer coming out of the mess hall this morning. You're just lucky he didn't see you. And that's just part of the list. Now, we've been through all of this before, so I'm telling you for the last time, you better not forget one more thing. Because if you do, if you forget one more thing...
Sergeant, there's one thing we didn't forget.
That's wonderful, Pyle. One thing you didn't forget. I can't wait to hear what it is. What didn't you forget, knucklehead?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Gee, you fellas didn't have to do this.
Wow. We didn't have to. We wanted to.
It's nice. It's real nice. I don't know what to say.
Well, open it up.
All right.
See what's in there.
Take a look, Sergeant.
Hey, that's real nice. It's a watch. And it matches my ID bracelet.
It's calendar, too. See that 24 on there? That means it's the 24th of the month. It don't tell you the month. You got to remember that yourself.
Look who's talking about having to remember things. The guy that forgot to salute the officer.
I sure picked some day to chew you guys out, huh?
Oh, forget it, Sarge.
It's beautiful, fellas. I appreciate it. I really do.
Look on the back of the watch. On the back there.
Read it, Sergeant.
With all our esteem on your 35th birthday. Thanks, fellas. I'll always remember this birthday.
This is an important one. This is your 35th.
Yeah, that is kind of a milestone, huh?
Gee, Sarge, 35. That's almost the same age as me and Burns put together.
That's right. I never thought of that.
How long you been in the Marines, Sarge?
Let's see. I guess it's 18 years. Yeah, 1946.
Hey, that's the year I was born.
Gosh, Sarge, you've been in the Marine more than half your life.
That's right, I have. Boy, how time flies, huh? Seems like just yesterday I was in Korea. That was 1950.
1950. You was in Korea, and I was in grade school. Miss Costello, 7B.
Are you ashamed of yourself, Gomer? While Sergeant Carter was over Korea fighting for our country, there you were in Mayberry learning how to read and write.
Well, the Marine sure hadn't hurt you none, Sergeant. I hope I look as good as you do when I'm 35.
Thanks.
Gee, 35. You're only 3 years younger than my dad.
Well, thanks again, fellas. Present.
I sure am glad we helped to make this a happy birthday for you, Sergeant.
Yeah. Thanks, Pyle. Thanks a lot.
You know, Gomer, I gotta hand it to you. You really got to, Sarge. He was really touched. You know, I'm glad you talked me into it. That wasn't worth 5 beers to me. That was worth 40 beers.
He sure looked like he appreciated it. When he left, he could hardly talk. He was so happy.
With all of our esteem on your 35th birthday. 35th birthday.
And it contains only health-giving ingredients. So remember that name, folks.
Rejuvenate, the tonic that makes you feel young again. Remember, Rejuvenate is made especially for you people over 35. That's the age when you start feeling.
Experience and a good left hook will win for him. That's why I think the champ will retain his heavyweight championship tonight's bout.
Well, I have to disagree with you, Jerry. I think age is going to make the difference. The challenger's young and aggressive, and I don't think the champ can make it if he has to go 15 rounds against his youthful challenger. The champ's stamina and legs just not what they used to be. You have to remember, he's no kid anymore. He's 32 now, and many of us feel that he's over the...
I wonder where Sergeant Carter is. He ain't never been late for Reveille before.
Must have been out celebrating his birthday last night.
I near the bugle. The window's closed.
I get that little extra sleep felt good, Sergeant. Especially after your 35th birthday.
What do you mean by that, Crack?
Well, I didn't mean this no crack, Sergeant. We just thought maybe he was out celebrating last night.
Don't play games with me, Pyle. I know what you're thinking. You think I'm getting old, right?
No, Sergeant.
Yeah, that's what you're all thinking, isn't it? Yeah, sure, I know. You were born the year I joined the Marines. And you were in kindergarten when I was fighting in Korea. Well, let me tell you all something. I can still run the whole lot of you into the ground any day of the week. And just to prove it, let's do some deep defense right now. Come on. All you have to do is as many as old Sergeant Carter. All right? Hands on hips. Put those hands down until I say place. Hands on hips. Place. Ready? Exercise. Head. Held. Head. Held. Head. Held. Head. Don't touch me, Pyle. All right.
Hey, Sergeant, I think I can help you. Please let me try.
My back. It's okay. You did that like you knew what you were doing.
Well, I've had a lot of practice. My grandma used to have the same thing you just had. I used to straighten her out. Poor thing, though, started walking crooked.
Your grandma?
Uh-huh. It come to her in her twilight years.
Back in formation, Pyle.
But you ought to rest a while, Sergeant. That's what Grandma used to do after she had an attack like that.
I said get back in formation.
Put a mustard plaster on.
Now let's start again. Hands on hips. Pace. Ready? Exercise. Hut. Don't touch me, Pyle.
Maybe you ought not do any more of them deep knee bends. I could go get some dry mustard.
I'm not your grandmother. Now this is different. I'm perfectly all right. It's just an old war injury from Korea. It acts now and then. But I better go over to sick bay just to play safe.
That's what I call a real smart idea. You go over to sick bay and play it safe.
I'll be right back. What are you gawking at? You're busy policing up the area. All of you.
Oh, he's starting to walk crooked, just like Grandma, poor thing.
Pain in your side, is it gone now?
Sir.
Despite the bent position you're now in?
I'm sorry, sir.
Look, Sergeant, there's nothing for you to worry about. You got a simple muscle cramp, that's all.
It's nothing else?
Nothing else. But don't forget one thing. You can't make those sudden moves like you did when you were younger.
Younger? What do you mean, sir?
You know, like you did a few years ago.
It's nothing like hardening of the arteries, is it, sir?
You're fine, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
I don't understand, Private. Why are you so concerned about Sergeant Carter's back?
Well, I apologize for taking up your time, sir, but Sergeant Carter's really got me worried, and the other fellers, too. It ain't only his back, he just hadn't been acting himself lately. He's been kind of moping around ever since the party.
Party? What party?
His birthday party. Fellers all chipped in and we give him a watch. He just turned 35.
Oh, so that's it. 35-itis.
35-itis?
It's a common ailment. You see, Private, some men feel when they reach the age of 35, it marks the end of their youth and the beginning of middle age. And quite often they start imagining all sorts of aches and pains.
But the pain that Sergeant Carter had sure seemed real enough to me.
Of course. And if Carter continues to worry about getting old, he'll actually feel pain even though nothing's wrong with him. In technical language, that sort of condition is known as psychosomatic. Psychosomatic. In a few days, your sergeant's confidence will come back to him. Everything will be okay.
Well, thank you, sir.
Psychosomatic.
Lordy, there's a lot of sicknesses these days.
What's the matter with you kids? The sack's too heavy, huh? I'm 35 years old. Look at me, huh? All right, you weaklings. Halt! Take 5. Well. Tired, are we? Huh? Maybe I should charter a bus to come all the way out here and pick us all up and take us back to camp, huh?
Golly, Sergeant, just look at you. All of us just as tuckered as we me. Just look at you. You ain't hardly worked up sweat yet.
Well, I'll give you kids a little tip. Always carry a candy bar in your pack. It gives you that extra energy when you need it.
I've got one right here, Sergeant.
Well, give it to him. He needs it. Who did this? Oh! Why, Pyle? Why'd you do it?
Well, it was just that you've been feeling poorly lately, and this is just a way to help you get over that bad period and get your old confidence back.
With straw? Rocks, I can understand. That might get my confidence back, but straw?
Well...
Thanks, Pyle. Thanks a lot. Just trying to make an old man feel young, right?
Come here. Hey, guys, wait till you hear this.
What's up, John? What?
You won't believe it. We're losing Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Carter?
What happened?
I don't believe it. Sergeant Carter, where would he go?
He's asking to be transferred to a desk job.
Golly, are you sure, Duke?
Well, that's what Farley Oak said, and he ought to know. He's a clerk at headquarters.
Did they tell you why, Duke?
Yeah, Carter thinks he's getting too old to be a duty sergeant, so instead he's going to be pushing a pencil.
Well, all I gotta say is I feel sorry for the pencil.
Larry. Hey, home. Larry says... Where'd he go?
Don't you understand, Private? That was just the wrong thing to do. I didn't say you should make it easy for him. That will only convince him he can't do it himself. The only thing that will help him gain back his confidence is if he proves to himself he can still pull his own load. He has to find out he's a man who can carry his own weight.
And he'll get over his psychosemantics.
Yes.
Gomer, I want to be the first to say this. You're crazy.
Believe me, Duke, this'll work.
And you want us to ask Sergeant Carter to take us a hike?
Uh-huh. I've already packed a pack here with rocks.
Rocks?
When he finds out he care to pack this heavy, he'll be all over his psychosemantics.
Is what?
That's Dr. Talk. Now, come on, fellas. Y'all don't want Sergeant Carter to leave us now, do you?
Well... What is this, a coffee clutch? I ain't transferred yet.
Hey, Sergeant, we was just talking about you.
My day is made.
Since you're going to be leaving us, we thought it'd be real nice if you took us on sort of a going-away hike.
Huh?
We sure would appreciate it, wouldn't we, fellas?
Yeah.
See?
Kidding. You mean you want me to take you on a hike?
You know, sentimental reasons, something we could remember you by.
Well, if anyone else but you said this, I'd swear they were pulling my leg. All right? It's a hike you want, it's a hike you'll get. Everybody pull out with full field packs. Come on, let's move. Come on, move it.
I just knew you'd do it, Sergeant, so I went ahead and fixed your pack for you.
Oh, no. We've been all through that, remember? I get it. You guys wanted the hike. I'm just going along with the company. All right, fall out. Come on, move it, move it, move it, move it.
Yeah, you and your great ideas.
Squad, halt! On your feet, Pyle. You asked for this hike. Fuck it! Son of Pyle, are you hurt?
Twisted my ankle and it pains me something awful.
Let me take a look at it.
Oh!
Looks all right to me. See if you can walk on it.
It's no use, Sarge. Maybe it's broken.
It's not broken. Now somebody's gonna have to carry you all the way back to camp.
Guess so. You're the only one's not wearing a pack.
What are you doing, Pyle?
I need the candy bar. You remember said it was good for energy on the hike. You want to buy it?
No! Hey! All right, the rest of you men, pull out. Aye, sir. All right, come on, Pyle. I'll take you over to sick bay.
Well, Sergeant, you see...
What's wrong?
Well, look, my foot seems a whole lot better. Look. I walked just fine. Truth is, it wasn't ever really that bad.
Oh, I get it. That was the sentimental hike? You wanted to make a fool out of me? I carried you 5 miles for nothing? I ought to kill you for this, Pyle!
Don't say for nothing, Sergeant. You carried me and look at you. You ain't even out of breath. You ain't even tired. See? You're strong. You're just as strong as you always was. And you thought you couldn't carry your own weight. Well, you can carry your weight, mine too. Now, if that don't give you confidence back, I don't know what will. A man can do all of that. He'd be wasting his time behind a desk.
Yeah.
See? Now you're all over your psychosemantics.
What?
Nothing. Just welcome back.
Thanks, Pyle.
Good-looking watch, Vince. Sure was nice of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I remember when I was a kid. Things were so tough that I didn't get a birthday present till I was 11 years old.
My family had it rough, too. I was born right in the middle of it. Year of the crash, 1929. My old man worked morning, noon, and night. He was never sure where his next buck...
Sergeant, how much is 9 for 15?
6. What's the matter? Can't you subtract? There were days when we didn't even have enough to eat.
2 from 5 is 3. Hey, Sergeant, do you know something? You ain't 35, you're 36. How about that? And all the time you thought you was 35, you're really 36.
I'll rate that area. Come on,
Sergeant, you mind if I ask you a question?
Yes.
That's your privilege. After all, you don't know whether the question I'm going to ask is that important or not, so I respect your decision.
All right, Pyle. What is the question?
Well, if you'd rather I didn't ask it, Sergeant, why, I just...
Pyle, what's the question?
Well, I was just going to ask how long we was going to be here for kind of a personal reason.
Just what is the personal reason?
Well, you see, I had this rock in my shoe, and on the way over here, I figured it'd take me about a minute to get out, so if we wasn't going to be here that long, I couldn't.
Pyle, don't you know you're standing at ease, which means you'll keep one foot in place?
Yes, sir. I can stand on one foot and raise the other up like this, and that's the reason it'll take me at least a minute. I got real good at this back home by watching whooping cranes. They stand like this all day.
Pyle, I don't know how long we're going to be here. They didn't tell me. But for right now, you sit down on the deck, take the stone out of your shoe, put your shoe back on, get up, then stand there like a Marine and not like a hooping crane.
Yes, sir, Sergeant, and fine.
Come in.
Sergeant Carter reporting as ordered, sir.
At ease, Sergeant. Your detail outside?
8 men from my platoon, yes, sir.
Sergeant, you and your men pulling guard duty tonight, warehouse 12. Your ammo will be issued here.
Guard duty, sir?
Guard duty. You weren't notified in advance because we're invoking security precautions. A gang has been working our warehouses almost every night. Did you know that, Sergeant?
No, sir.
Never used the same method twice. They've taken electronic gear, other equipment worth thousands. Just in case they have a man inside the base, we don't want them to know who our guard detail will be.
Yes, sir.
You have good men, Sergeant?
With me since boot camp, sir.
They've got your stamp on them.
Yes, sir.
Good. The CID is working on this, but in the Corps, we count on the man in the field.
You'll be officer of the day, sir?
Right. And I don't mind telling you, Sergeant, that the ones who pull in this gang will be up for a commendation.
Yes, sir. You can count on us, sir.
On the other hand, some goofball on guard duty should let those crooks get away with any more government property. Very unpleasant things will happen. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. It's very clear, sir. Yes, sir.
I can't emphasize strongly enough the importance of the whole operation. Now, I would assume that the most important guard posts would be 4, 5, and 6. Sergeant?
Yes, sir. 4, 5, and 6.
But since we have no previous pattern of operation for this gang, it's vital that every man on every post be on his toes from the minute he's assigned to the minute he's relieved. Keep that in mind, I think home free.
What's the 7th General Order?
My 7th General Order is to talk to no one except in line of duty.
Your 5th General Order?
My 4th General Order is to report all calls more distant from the guardhouse than my own.
Your 9th General Order?
Why?
Pyle, do you know your 9th General Order?
Oh, yes, Sergeant. I even know that one backwards. My 9th General Order is call the corporal of the guard in any case not covered by instructions.
Okay.
Now you want to hear backwards? Instructions not covered, not...
Knock it off!
Anyway, I'm called corporal of the guard. Want to hear how I call him? Corporal of the guard, post number 4. I've got post number 4. If I've got post number 3, I say, Corporal of the guard.
Knock it off! Pyle, there will be no corporal of the guard. There will be a sergeant of the guard, and I will be that sergeant.
Wonderful.
Pyle, I will be checking on you every minute you're walking post.
Well, that's real friendly of you, Sergeant.
That's not being friendly.
Well, sure it is. It gets mighty lonesome out there walking back and forth all hours of the night.
Your general order do not take into account you're getting lonesome.
Scary, too.
Pyle, you're not a Cub Scout going on an overnight hike. You are a Marine.
And that's all due to you, too, Sergeant.
All right, you people, listen up and listen good. You are going to be on your toes tonight because a gang of thieves has been making off with Marine property, and they may keep right on trying. So challenge everyone. No matter what they tell you, don't believe it. Call me and keep them there until I come. Is that clear?
Yes, Sergeant.
All right, now, we're going to be guarding Warehouse 12. That's an actual target, electronic equipment. Now, we don't know how this bunch operates because they never do the same thing twice. So anything suspicious, and I want to hear it from you. Anything you see, hear, smell, and cannot identify, and I want to hear it from you. Now, what do I want to hear?
Sergeant of the Guard!
Again!
Sergeant of the Guard!
I can't hear you!
Sergeant of the Guard! Sergeant of the Guard! Sergeant of the Guard!
Oh, who's there?
Gomer, that's 5 times you've challenged me just because I'm walking the next post.
Sergeant Carter said to challenge everybody.
But I told you I'm just walking the next post.
Sergeant Carter said not to believe anything they told you.
Oh, boy. So if I tell you I'm walking the next post, you shouldn't believe me.
Try it.
Even if I tell you my name, you shouldn't believe me.
Maybe you ought not tell me. Dick, I know it's you. It's just that I've got to keep on practicing that challenge.
You're really playing cops and robbers, aren't you? Look, nothing's going to happen. Who's going to try and break into a warehouse with guards all around?
I don't know, but I'm always keeping on the alert.
Yeah, sure.
That bunch is clever, and I ain't gonna let them outsmart me. I got good eyesight and a loud voice, so anything that I see, I'm gonna yell for Sergeant Carter.
You do that. You gonna challenge me the next time we meet here?
Am I? Oh, brother. Oh, who's there? Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5. Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5.
Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5. Well, what is it, Pyle? What did you see?
I don't rightly know. Something moved over that way that I couldn't identify, and my instructions was anything that I see that I couldn't
over
identify.
there.
Yes, sir.
Come on. Pyle, don't you know a cat when you see one?
Oh, yes, sir. I can tell a cat real good. Trouble is, I didn't see this cat. I just heard a sound. Why, it could have been them robbers making cat noises.
Pyle.
Back home, we had this cat burglar, and he used to crawl into people's houses and go, meow, meow.
Pyle!
Anyways, my instructions were...
I know what your instructions were, and I didn't say anything about cats. Carry on.
Yes, sir, Sergeant. Don't you worry. I'm keeping always on the alert. Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5.
Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5. Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5. What is it, Pyle? What is it?
I don't rightly know, Sergeant.
What do you mean you don't know? It's not another cat, is it?
It's more like a rabbit, I think.
A rabbit?
Never did see it, but it give off kind of hippity-hop sound.
You mean you're staying out here in the middle of the night yelling over a rabbit?
Well, I didn't want that gang of thieves to outsmart me by making rabbit noises and tricking into thinking that they was funny rabbits, so I didn't think it all. I just called you.
If a gang of bunny rabbits is robbing this warehouse, I do not want to hear about it. And that goes for cats, and mice, and chipmunks. They're not my problem. When you see something walking on 2 legs, then I want to hear about it. Until then, I don't want to hear another word. Is that clear?
That's clear enough, Sergeant.
Fine.
Rabbits and cats and mice, they ain't too bad. Chipmunks, now, they be real disgusting.
Knock it off! Get back on your post.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5. Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5.
Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5. Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5. Sergeant of the Guard, post number 5. Not you again, Pyle.
But I really seen some this time, Sergeant, with 2 legs, too.
Where?
Well, they're against the warehouse moving around. Hey, now there's 2 of them.
Do you know what that is, Pyle? Do you? It's your shadow. It's your shadow. Now get back in your post.
Golly, it's funny how that fooled me. I'm sorry, Sergeant.
Pyle, what are you doing?
Making a giraffe. Don't that look just like a giraffe?
I've already seen a jackass, and if I hear one more word out of you tonight, you'll be a dead duck. Now get back on your post.
Yes, sir. Around real slow like.
Well, good work, Sentry. I didn't even hear you coming.
You better put up your hands, too.
I'm Johnson, Criminal Investigation Department. My identification's in my pocket.
Yes, sir, that very well may be the case.
Why, aren't you going to let me show it to you?
No, sir.
Why not?
Orders from my sergeant, Sergeant Carter. He told me if anybody told me anything, not to believe him. So I just hold you here till he comes.
That's good practice. Very good.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Aren't you going to call him?
No, sir, I got orders from my sergeant not to.
What kind of an order is that?
Oh, he's right. See, I called him out for a rabbit and a cat and a shatter. After that, he just didn't want to hear from me.
What are we supposed to do, stand here all night?
Well, he didn't give me no orders about that, so I guess that's what we'll do.
Look, Private.
Private Gomer Pyle, sir.
Look, Pyle, even if you won't look at my identification, what do you think I am?
Oh, I got strict orders not to think, 'cause if you was a member of that warehouse gang, why, you could outthink me real easy. So the smart thing for me to do is just to make my mind to blank.
You don't have any trouble there.
Now, so that comes real easy.
Private, how would it be if I called the sergeant of the guard?
Now, that's a real good idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Your mind's a blank. Sergeant of... You're like a fool. Sergeant of the guard, post... What post is this?
Post number 5.
Sergeant of the guard, post number 5. Sergeant of the guard, post number 5.
Be sure and tell him it was you that called when he gets here. He'd get mighty irritated if he knew it was me.
I'll tell him, all right. Sergeant of the guard!
He may not come. Maybe you should have said post number 4.
Why?
On account of he said he wasn't coming back post number 5 anymore.
Well, did I tell you that? Who's that?
Well, he says he's a CID man, Sergeant.
I've got my identification in my pocket, Sergeant.
Well, didn't you check it?
No, sir, you told me not to believe anything anybody told me.
Sorry, sir.
Can I take my hands down now? After 10 minutes, the circulation cuts off.
Of course, sir. Why didn't you call me sooner?
Well, you said not to.
Well, never mind what I said. You ahead.
That's just what you warned me again, Sergeant.
He didn't call you at all, Carter. I had to.
Why didn't you call me? What kind of a knucklehead thing is that?
Did you give orders to this man not to call you, Carter?
Well, in a way I did, sir.
What kind of a knucklehead order is that?
Well, it's a kind of a knucklehead kind of order, sir.
You are right. It will be reported as such.
Yes, sir.
Sentry, Captain.
Halt! Who is there?
Captain Stanley, Private. Here's my last requisition.
All personnel, expedite.
Rush shipment.
Well, I don't know much about requisition, but this sure looks like a good one.
Good. I'd appreciate it very much if you help my men load.
Be glad to, sir.
So far, so good, Jojo.
Don't call me Jojo. I'm a captain now.
Congratulations, Captain.
Get in there and help them load. Maybe you'll make PFC.
I could use the money.
Hey, remember, the CID shows up, no shooting. First sign of trouble, I whistle, we cut out.
You think that's in the fast tradition of the Marine Corps?
Get in there and have that stupid sentry load with.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Well, it said all personnel to expedite, and I'm personnel.
What are you talking about? I didn't hear anything about a loading requisition. Who was this, anyway?
Well, there's this captain with this requisition. It says to expedite, so I'm expediting. And it said to rush, so I'm rushing.
What are you talking about? Who was this captain? Pyle, what is this? What do you mean you're expediting?
Just last Sergeant, this captain come along and told me to expedite.
Captain? What captain? Did it occur to you to ask questions?
Well, yeah, there was one question I was going to ask him, so I'll ask you.
Huh?
What does expedite mean?
It means doing what you're doing right now instead of walking guard duty. Why didn't you call me?
Well, you're going to think this silly.
I'm sure of it.
I just didn't want to be a burden to you anymore.
What?
Well, every time this little old bitty thing happened, I was yelling, Sergeant of the Guard, Sergeant of the Guard. And you're probably thinking, Lord, that boy can't even stand on his own 2 feet. And you do want me to stand on my own 2 feet.
Forget the rest of the stuff. The CID jeep is due by here any minute. Makes the runs every hour. Let's go to truck gates and get out of here.
Right.
Where is this captain? I want to talk to him.
Well, he was... Sounded like it.
Do you realize what's happening?
We accidentally got ourselves locked in Matthews trucks while they spotted that gang of crooks somewhere else.
They're shooting at us.
It's all right, Sergeant. Shooting back.
Why did you not clear those people up in front of crooks?
I thought it was Marines.
They're not Marines. That's a gang we've been after. I knew it. I knew you'd get yourself taken.
I'm sorry, Sergeant, but they had on Marine uniforms and they had this requisition that said to expedite. They tricked me.
All right. They don't seem to know we're back here.
Do you think we ought to let them know?
We don't want them to know. Now, look, here's what we'll do. They got to be getting back to their hideout any minute. And when they do, where's your rifle?
Golly, I left it leaning up against the wall.
That's a great piece for it.
Well, I'm sorry, Sergeant, but I couldn't carry my rifle and expedite all at the same time.
All right, listen up. Now, the odds are against us, so follow orders exactly.
I'm listening as hard as I can.
Now, we got to figure out a way to get them in the back of this truck.
Get them back here?
That's right. The only thing that'll work is a trap. There are 3 of them and 2 of us, and all we got is a pistol and no rifle. As soon as we get them trapped back here, then we'll drive them back to the base.
Well, how are we going to do that?
Well, as soon as we stop, I'll get on the left side of the door, and you... Hold on!
Sergeant? Sergeant? Sergeant Carter, I think we're here.
Okay, let's get this thing unloaded.
Hey! Bet y'all didn't know I was in here.
Come on, get out of there.
Didn't you see him in that truck before you slammed the doors?
Who had time to look? What are we gonna do with him?
Guess you wouldn't want to drive me back to the base. Could catch a bus. About out of suggestions.
Well, don't you worry. We'll think of something. You guys get in there and unload. I'll keep an eye on it.
Oh, I'll unload it for you. After all, I loaded it up.
All right, go ahead, unload.
Glad to help out. Sergeant. Sergeant, sure would be helpful if you'd wake up. Sergeant, would you mind greatly if I took your gun?
Hey, who you talking to in there?
I was talking to my sergeant. He's hurt.
Are you kidding us?
No, y'all better come in here and help carry him out. He's hurt bad.
Go ahead, take a look. I'll keep an eye on him. All right, if this is some sort of a gag.
There is somebody in here. And it's a sergeant.
What?
Yeah, and he's out cold.
Appreciate it if you get in there. See, this is a trap. sir.
Where have you been, Pyle? What happened? Where's Sergeant Carter?
He's in the truck with the warehouse gang.
He captured him?
Yes, sir. It was a trap. Waiting here.
Great work. Open up the truck. Where are the men? All right, come on down there with hands up. High. Where's Sergeant Carter? Sergeant? Sergeant Carter? Good work, Sergeant. I said good work. I don't know how you managed it, but you did a great job.
Turned out just like you planned, Sergeant Carter. For Sergeant Carter's idea to trap crooks in the back of the truck. And it turned out just that way. I think I ought to hear it for the sergeant.
That's not all. There'll be that commendation I mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Good going, Sergeant. And you got a good man here with you. All right, get him inside.
Yes, sir. I got a good man here.
Now, for you men relatively new in the Corps, there's a lesson in what happened last night. Sergeant Carter here had 14 years as a Marine, 14 years of training, conditioning. He probably could have fought those men for weapons and engaged in a bloody gun battle, but he elected to pursue a sensible approach and bring in the thieves without firing a shot. His trapping of the gang in the back of that truck was a masterpiece of strategy. Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Once again, well done. Now dismiss your men.
Aye, sir. Detail, head, this head. Pyle.
Yes, Sergeant. You want to tell me something?
No, I want you to tell me something.
Huh?
Tell me what happened. Start at the beginning. Don't leave anything out.
Well, from the beginning, there was this feller come along dressed as a Marine captain, this requisition.
Well, did she have to tag along tonight? Baby, I had big plans for you and me. You said we were going to be alone tonight, just you and me alone. Come on, baby, I haven't seen you in a whole month.
What do you want me to do, Vince? Now, Eileen is an old friend of the family. She's staying with me, and I'm not going to go off and leave her by herself.
But tonight? Tonight of all nights?
Sorry, Vince. It's double date or no date at all.
But it's late. Where am I going to find...
Double date or no date at all.
Come on, be fair. I haven't seen you for a whole month, and at the last minute you throw me a curve like this? Come up with a guy for a double date. It ain't fair. It just ain't fair.
Double date or no date at all.
Yes, sure. I understand, Fred. It is Saturday night. It is the last minute. Have a good time. Look, Fred, can you recommend somebody? I thought of him. Him, too. Okay, thanks.
I hate to bother you, Sergeant, but could I have my pass? I didn't get a chance to pick mine up this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Hey, Slater, come here.
Yes, Sergeant?
You know, being a sergeant, I don't ordinarily socialize with guys of a lower rank than me, but... Well, I kind of like you, kid, so I'm willing to make an exception in your case. You see, I have this girl who has a friend, a real gorgeous dish, and I'd be happy to do you a favor and take you along.
Well, real nice of you to ask, Sergeant, but I'm already set for tonight with my own girl. Nice of you to ask, though, Sergeant. Thank you.
Slater.
Yes, Sergeant?
Can you recommend somebody?
Well, everybody in the barracks is gone, except Gomer. I left him reading a magazine.
Never. I refuse to sink that low.
Sorry, Vince. It's either double date or no date at all.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hi, Pyle. What you doing?
I was just reading the real behind-the-scenes stories of Ann Margaret. Do you know she hadn't had an easy life?
Yeah, look,
She's
Pyle,
had her trials and tribulations just like the rest of us.
That's all very interesting.
Just
Pyle.
to look at her up on the screen singing and dancing, you'd think she didn't have a care in the world. But She's known heartaches and disappointments. Just think that.
That's all very interesting, but will you pay attention? I've got something important to ask you.
Yes, Sergeant.
Have you got a date for tonight?
No, I hadn't.
Good. I've got a big surprise for you. How would you like to go on a double date with me?
You want me to go on a date with you?
That's right.
Well, that's a real honor, Sergeant. It really is. And I'm proud to know that you think enough of me to ask. But I think I'll just go to the movie here on the base tonight.
That's how you're going to spend a Saturday night? Sitting in the movies?
I don't mind.
Well, look, Pyle, I can't let you do it.
Do what?
Sit in the movies all by yourself.
Well, I don't mind, Sergeant. Don't you worry about me. I'll be just fine, honest.
Now, look, Pyle, this is your sergeant you're talking to. I can tell when you're putting on an act.
But I'm not putting on...
You'd much rather go out with a girl, but being the shy, lonely type of fella you are, you don't have a girl. I understand. That's why it's my duty to fix you up with a date.
But I don't want a date now. I ain't lonely. I'm very happy.
You're just saying that. You're not really happy.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You're miserable. You hear? Miserable.
You think so, Sergeant?
And I'm not asking you to go. I'm ordering you.
You're ordering?
Ordering. Now, you get dressed. You're going on a double date with me, and you're going to have fun.
Gomer Pyle? What kind of a name is that for a human being? What's a Gomer Pyle?
Honey, he's a very nice guy. He's got a lot of class.
Well, that'll be the day when you come up with somebody classy.
Yes, I tell you. He's from the South.
So he's from the South. So what?
What do you mean, so what? Are you kidding? Well, he comes from one of them aristocrat families from the South. You know, they're loaded with dough. Loaded.
Vance, are you putting me on?
Baby, would I lie to you?
Only when your mouth is moving.
Lover, take my word for it. This Gomer Pyle is the real McCoy. Anyway, who does he have to be for this friend of yours? Who's she?
What do you mean, who's she?
That's right, who's she?
Well, she happens to be something special, too. She comes from a very prominent family, society. Yeah, she's a society girl.
Society? Where do you come to society?
Are you doubting my word? Because if you are, you can just...
I'm not. Look, I know it's going to work out great. Your friend and Gomer will have a good time, and you and me can kind of sneak off and be by ourselves for a while. You know what I mean?
A society girl?
And you're going out with her, huh? And you were going to the movies. Come on, come on.
Golly, Sergeant, I don't know.
What's the matter?
Well, I ain't never been out with a society girl before. Richest girl I was ever out with was Elsie Tippett. Her daddy made false teeth over in Mount Pilot.
Stop worrying. It'll be fine. Come on, get dressed.
Well, at least with Elsie Tippett, there were lots of things we could talk about. Gum conditions and loose dentures. I wouldn't know how to act in front of a society girl.
Look, will you stop making a big thing out of this? It's just one evening. Now, come on, move it.
I don't know, Sergeant. I feel out of place. I'm just a feller who used to work in a filling station back home.
Pyle!
I mean, I know about filling up tanks with gas and adding a quart of oil and fixing flat tires. But what I know about society, what do we talk about?
Who says you have to talk? Just sit. Now, look, come on. I want to see my girl tonight.
Just sit. Well, I don't know, Sergeant.
Pyle, will you move it?
Well, why did you have to tell him I was a society girl?
Well, honey, it never hurts to have a little build-up. Makes you more desirable, you know what I mean? And anyway, this boy you're meeting is from one of them rich Southern families.
I just don't like lying. If your father's a construction worker, you're not exactly in society.
Well, okay, but for tonight, just let it be more glamorous. It won't hurt. Now, stop being so nervous, will you? I want you to have a nice time.
Golly, Sergeant, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not.
Pyle, you starting up again. What's with you? You never been out with a girl before?
Well, not with a society girl. I just know I'm going to feel out of place. What I know about society...
Pyle, will you knock it off? Now, you've been whining and complaining ever since I brought up this date. I'm warning you, if you don't quit, I'm... Hiya, baby.
Hi.
Hey, I just got 4 words to say. Va-va-va-voom.
You're all class, Vince.
Buddy, I'd like you to meet my friend, Gomer Pyle.
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Hi, come on in. This is my friend Eileen Carson. Eileen, this is Vince Carter and Gomer Pyle.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Eileen.
Well, let's all sit down, shall we? Right over this way, Gomer. Oh, that is your name, isn't it, Gomer? I got it right, didn't I?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, good. Well, now there. That's better.
Well, now that we all know each other, how about you and me going out for a little stroll, huh, babe?
Well, what's the matter with you? You just walked in through the door. Can't we just take a minute and talk?
Talk?
Yeah, talk.
Oh. Carson, was that your name?
Yes, Eileen Carson.
Bunny tells me that you come from a very prominent family.
Well, actually,
That's right. Her father's very big in the building business.
Is that a fact?
well,
Yeah, you know that Kirby building, that 16-story job over on 5th and Main? Well, her father had a lot to do with the building of that, didn't he, Eileen?
well,
You're from the South, Gomer, are you?
Yes, ma'am, that's right. I'm from the South.
Well, what business is your family in?
My family? Well,
Oil. That's the business Gomer was in back home. Oil.
Really? Oil?
yes, ma'am, that and guys.
Gas?
Naturally. Oil and gas go together. Gas comes from oil.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that must be a fascinating business.
Well,
Well, he worked the pumps himself.
You did?
yes, ma'am. Next to working the pumps, my biggest pleasure was checking the dipsticks.
Dipsticks?
Yeah, that shows the oil level. It's technical. Honey, there's more to this oil game than you and I'll ever know. But it's a wonderful business, though, and it's still there waiting for him if he ever wants to go back. Well, now that we really know all about each other, how about you and me going out?
You relax, Vince. I haven't even asked him if they wanted anything. Well, how about you, Gomer? Would you like something?
I'll have a lemonade if you please.
Well, all righty, lemonade. How about you, Eileen?
me too.
Well, fine. Coming right up. Oh, excuse me.
I'll give you a hand. Baby, I thought that maybe you and me could...
Oil, huh? So he's an oil. And he's a very nice fella, too.
Well, would I bring anyone who wasn't, huh?
Yeah.
Look, baby, after we finish our drink, how about you and me going for a little walk? I'm dying to be alone with you.
But don't be silly. I can't leave Eileen alone.
Well, she's not alone. She's with Gomer.
Well, it's not polite. This is a double date, and we should stick together.
Well, what for? I did like you asked me. I got a friend for your friend. Let her have her own fun. Oh, baby, we got lots to talk about.
Vincent, will you please? I gotta fix the drinks.
But, baby...
Open this.
Sure nice place, Miss Bunny here.
Yes, it is.
And she seems like a real fine person, too.
Oh, she is. Your friend seems very nice also.
Sergeant Carter? Oh, yeah, he's a real wonderful human being. Miss Bunny sure seems nice.
Oh, she is.
It's a real nice place she's got here, too.
Yes, it is.
Here we are, kids. Lemonade. There you are, Gomer. Eileen.
Looks real refreshing. Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Hey, it's such a beautiful night. How about you and me sitting outside, huh, sugar?
Well, Vince, we
Come
can't
on.
just...
It'll be nice.
Gomer and Eileen don't want us just to run off.
I know what. Let's all go out on the porch and say it.
No. I mean, I'm sure you and Eileen have a lot to talk about. Come on, honey.
Sure's a nice place Miss Bunny has here.
Well, I don't like walking out on her that way. It isn't nice.
Oh, believe me, she'll be fine. Stop worrying about them. Concentrate on us. Honey, it's been a full month since I've seen you, and I've had you on my mind.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Miss Bunny, how do you turn on the television? It don't seem to come on.
You have to turn on the wall switch.
Oh, thank you. The wall switch. I didn't think of that.
Let's see, where were we? I remember.
They're not having a good time.
Huh?
If they were having a good time, they wouldn't have turned on the television. This means they have nothing to talk about. Eileen's not having a good time.
Would you stop being so nervous? What's the matter with you?
Well, I feel responsible for her. She's my guest, and I want her to have a good time.
Well, she'll have a good time. Look, turning on the TV set's a good icebreaker. They'll see some show they like and they'll begin to talk about it. Believe me.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Guess what? There's a John Wayne movie on. Don't you want to come in and watch?
No.
I thought you'd be interested since it's all about the Marines, and I just thought that you...
Pyle?
I'm sure you'd be interested about the Marine Corps.
You see, they found a movie on TV they like and they're happy. Everybody's happy.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Right now, this minute?
Well, I'm hungry, and I bet Eileen is too. Well, you know what we had for lunch today? A salad. Just a salad.
Okay. Why don't you whip up some knockwurst and beans like you did the last time I was here?
What?
That won't take...
I thought we were going out.
Out?
Out to a restaurant. I know they'll want to go someplace nice. Let's take him to the Starbright Roof.
The Starbright Roof?
Well, yeah, Gomer and Eileen are used to the best. We can't just take him to a hash house. The Starbright Roof. Come on, let's go tell him. Oh, come on, honey. Vince and I have got a great idea. We're going to go to dinner tonight at the Starbright Roof at the Drake Hotel. Come on, let's get out.
Starbright Roof? That's the most expensive place in town.
I know.
How did an idea like that ever come up anyway?
Don't ask me. All I know is I wanted to go out with my girl tonight, alone. Just the two of us for a nice quiet evening. It's turning into the night
Well, aren't we getting out?
Bunny, listen, let's stay out here in the car and let them go on in.
Well, Vince, we can't do that.
A minute. Can I have a minute alone with you?
Are you coming out, Sergeant?
No, close the door, Pyle, listen. Bunny and I are gonna stay out here in the car for a while. Why don't you and Eileen go on in the house and make yourselves at home?
Well, heck's sake, we'll sit out here with you if you like.
No, in the house.
Okay, Sergeant.
Vince, we really should go in with them.
Why? Why can't I have a minute alone with you? A minute alone. Just you and me alone. Just you and me together alone.
Okay, we're alone.
Good.
Can't find nothing on the television.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't really want to watch anyway. I'm sorry I haven't been more fun tonight.
Well, I hadn't been much fun myself. I guess I just ain't used to a girl like you.
Girl like me?
You know, being in society and all. I'll tell you the honest truth. I never have been out with a society girl before.
Really? I think a man like you went out with a lot of society girls.
Oh, no, you don't get a chance to meet many society girls working in the filling station the way I did. And since I've been in the Marine Corps, well, I just had...
Filling station?
Back home where I worked.
You worked in a filling station?
That's right.
Is that what you meant by working the pumps?
Well, yeah, what you think I meant?
Well, I thought you were an oil millionaire.
An oil millionaire? That's a good one. Where'd you ever get an idea like that?
Well, you know when we first met and Bunny was saying, Gomer, I'm not a society girl.
You ain't?
No, Bunny just made that up.
Why would she do a thing like that?
Thought it'd make a better impression. Oh, isn't this embarrassing?
It sure is. Hey, you know what? I bet Sergeant Carter let you all think I was a big oil man just to make an impression, too.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Gomer, I'm so glad neither of us has any money.
Yeah, ain't we lucky? Come on. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you, Sergeant Carter, for trying to make out I was a big oil man. And shame on you, Miss Bunny, for trying to make out Eileen was a society girl.
Wait a minute. You mean you're not?
And you are not? Bunny, you lied to me.
I lied. Well, you started it first with that fancy story about that rich Southern family. I lied.
Well, that stuff about her and the society, that was pretty good too, kid.
Well, if you hadn't lied about him, I wouldn't have lied about her.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Play, Big Mouth.
Who are you calling Big Mouth?
Sergeant! I can tell you and Miss Bunny would rather be alone, so we just leave you alone.
Why are we still arguing? We were both wrong. Let's call it a draw. What do you say? Huh? Come on.
Well, you know what we should do? We should apologize to Eileen and Gomer. That's what we should do.
Well, we'll apologize when they get back, baby. They go out for a walk, and when they get back, we'll apologize. Come on now, let's sit down. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Finally.
Sergeant Carter, it's almost 12 o'clock. We got to get back to the base. I happened to notice the time while we was out walking, and I rushed all this way back to tell you.
So it's 12 o'clock. What I care? You want to go back to the base? Go back. Me, I want to stay here. Now get out of here. Turn out those lights on the way out.
$12 o'clock? I didn't know it was that late. Well, I gotta get some sleep. Good night, Vincent. Thanks for a very lovely evening. Did you have a nice time, honey?
I'll kill him. If you'll help me when I get back to the base, I'll kill him.
PFC Slater, Hilbert, $67.
Thank you, sir.
PFC Pyle, Gomer, $73.
Pyle?
Sir, I hope you don't mind my saying so, but I just can't get over it. I come here month after month, and you give me all this money for something I just love doing.
That's fine, Pyle. Glad to hear you're enjoying your enlistment.
And I also wanted to say about the food you've been serving, it's just been wonderful. Take last night, we had those tuna croquettes. I went back for seconds, but there was so much left over, I could have had thirds if I'd have wanted.
That's fine, Pyle. Now, if you...
And them new mattress covers that we got in last week, if I was staying at the finest hotel in this country, I couldn't ask for any better.
Good, Pyle, good. Next.
Well,
Next.
I can see you busy, sir, so I'll see you next month.
That's a long time between paydays, Hummel.
Well, that's the truth.
Well, here's my plan. First, I pick up my pass. Then I borrow Frisbee's car. I know this drive-in that's just crawling with wild-looking chicks.
Really? What makes you so sure any of them will talk to you?
They have to. They're car hops. I'll just keep eating till they get off duty. Huh?
Well, there you are, fellas. I wondered where you all went.
Listen, Gomer, I'm going to town to meet some girls. You want to come home?
Thanks a lot, but my plans is already made. First of all, I'm going to write a letter home, and then I'm going over to PX. They're having a sale on some shower cloths, and I thought I'd pick me up a couple of pair.
Gomer, you're going to spend your whole payday buying shower clogs.
But I have to. Other pairs warp, and you know what they say? Good hygiene starts from the feet on up.
That's the way you want it. We'll see you later.
See you, fellas. Have a good time.
Hey, Marine, you! Over here.
Oh, there you are. Want to see me?
Yeah, I got something to show you.
Have?
Here.
Oh, that's a mighty nice watch there, mister.
It's not just a watch on. This here's an 18-karat, 21-jewel movement with a gold expansion bracelet, and it can be yours.
You mean you're selling it? Oh, I'd never afford an expensive watch like that.
Why not, friend? You've just been paid, haven't you?
Why, yes. How in the world you know that?
Well, being a serviceman like I am, just kind of feel it in the air. How about it, son? Would you like to have this watch for your very own?
Well, I'd like it very much, but a watch like that wouldn't come within my budget. You see, I've got my allotments, and I got to buy my shower clogs, and I got to get a present for my aunt's birthday. No, it's impossible. I could never afford an expensive watch like that.
Wait a minute. How much you think it cost?
Well, it's got to be at least
$12.95.
Only $12.95? Golly!
That's right, son. $12.95, and that includes sales tax and a lifetime warranty, including parts and labor.
Thank you very much, mister, but I just couldn't.
You can't?
Well, $12.95 for a watch like that? Why, you'd be cheating yourself.
Huh?
Everybody knows that a gold watch costs 10 times that much. No, I just couldn't do that to you.
What's your name, son?
PFC Pyle, Gomer Pyle.
My name's Freddie. Friendly Freddie, serviceman's pal. And let me tell you something, Lyle. Pyle. In all my years in business catering to men in the armed forces, I've never felt such a rapport with a customer. Imagine worrying about my profit. Take the watch, son, please.
Oh, I just couldn't, Mr. Friendly Freddie. As much as I'd like to have it, I just wouldn't enjoy it, knowing how I'm taking advantage of you.
Well, look, son, would you feel any better if I told you I was making a little something?
How can you? Practically giving it to me like you are.
Well, once in a while, one of my suppliers gets a hold of a piece of merchandise, and he had to unload it in a hurry. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. You mean he's overstocked?
Overstocked?
Uh-huh. Back home at the gas station, sometimes we'd get overstocked on inner tubes, and then we'd have to run a sale.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Son, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, and I would just break my heart to see you pass it up.
Well, if you really feel that way about it...
How else can I feel? Take it, please.
Golly. Well, here's the money. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. You can just keep the change.
Well, thanks, son. This has made my day.
Mr. Freddie, about the lifetime guarantee?
A lifetime guarantee? Oh, what about it?
Well, for what you charged me for the watch, 10 or 15 years would be more than fair. Happy afternoon to you, Sergeant Carter.
What is it, pal? I'm trying to catch up with this paperwork. What do you want?
Oh, I thought I'd just stop by and kill some time.
Well, fill it somewhere else. I gotta clear all this up before I can get out of here, so beat it.
Well, maybe I could pitch in and help. I got plenty of time.
Pyle, you got your pass. Going to town to a movie someplace. Just get out of here.
Right, Sergeant. But before I go, would you happen to have the right time?
Pyle, will you clear out of here?
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I just want to show off my new gold watch.
Huh?
My new gold watch. That's right, you hadn't seen it.
Let me see that.
You don't have to worry about dropping it either, Sergeant, because it's guaranteed shock-proof. And it's also waterproof and dust-proof.
Gold, huh? You mean this is real gold?
Positively. 18 carats with 21 jewels to boot. And it's waterproof, dust-proof, shock-proof.
What'd you do, Pyle? Blow your whole bag?
Guess what it costs, Sergeant? Just guess.
Well, a gold watch like this costs at least 100 clams.
You're just a little bit off.
You paid more?
No.
Then what did you pay for it?
$12.95.
$12.95 for this watch?
Including sales tax and a lifetime guarantee. Do you think I got a good deal, Sergeant, for a watch that's shock-proof?
Good deal, Pyle. How can anybody sell you a gold watch for $12.95?
Those were my feelings exactly, Sergeant. So I asked Freddie, that's Freddie, he's the fella that sold it to me, and he explained it to me that his supplier was overstocked, and he had to unload.
Overstocked? Pyle, when it comes to brain, you're understocked. In fact, you've got the lowest inventory on the entire base.
Huh?
Look, Pyle, use your head for a minute. A gold watch selling for $12.95 is either gotta be a phony or else it's hot.
Hot? You don't mean that it's...
Yeah, Pyle. Swiped, stolen, filched. It happens every day. A guy goes into a washroom, takes off his watch, and next thing you know, it's gone.
But, Sergeant, Freddie said he bought it from his supplier.
You mean his cents. Now, let's face it, Pyle. Right now in town, there's probably some poor guy walking around without his watch, and you got it. You bought a stolen watch.
What, I never...
You did too, Pyle.
Well, I don't want it. Why, that's terrible. Stolen goods? Oh, why didn't I go to the DX and get my shower clogs? What am I going to do, Sergeant?
I don't care, but I'm going to do something. I've had it, Pyle. It's not just you, but every payday there's some petty crook waiting around in ambush for one of our guys, and I'm getting sick of it.
What are we going to do, Sergeant?
First thing I'm going to do is get your money back, and then I'm going to make this Freddie character wish you'd never seen this face. Now, where is he?
Well, last time I saw him, Sergeant, he's out by the back fence. Oh, I feel awful about this, Sergeant, just awful.
All right, Pyle, you go back to barracks and wait. I'll handle this crook.
Well, Sergeant, would you tell that Freddie something for me? Tell him after what he's done not to expect any word about business from me.
Thought you could get away with it, didn't you? Coming around here fleecing my guys. Well, you've had, Buster. You have had it.
What do you want, Sergeant? Just tell me what you want.
I'll tell you what I want. The money back for this watch.
The money? Why didn't you say so, Sergeant? I'd be glad to give you a refund.
Oh, don't hand me that stuff, you phony. You mean you're going to give me the money?
Of course. Here, and you tell your buddy I'm sorry he wasn't happy.
You mean you're giving me a refund?
Well, of course I'm giving you a refund, and I'll give you an explanation also, because you're entitled to it.
Yeah?
Yeah. You want to know about this watch, Sergeant? Well, right now it's in a window of Wilson's Jewelry Store, selling for $97.50, and that's on sale.
Oh, come on. What do you take me for, some kind of rube? I was raised in the city, you know, with people and freeways.
Oh, but you were born in the city. You still got a lot to learn on merchandising.
Okay, then you tell me. How do you sell a $100 gold watch for $12.95?
Simple. Low overhead.
Overhead?
Well, sure. You go downtown to any of these high-class jewelry stores, and what do you see? Fancy fixtures, thick carpets, high-priced salesmen. Do you see it around here? Huh? Do you see it?
No. Well, I still don't see how a gold watch can sell for $12.95. There's got to be a catch.
Of course there's a catch, and it's a markup.
The markup?
Have you any idea of the markup?
Oh.
Well, not many of us know there's a 60 and 70% profit attached to these luxury items. Yeah, and when you buy the carload...
Carload?
Of course, I'm a high-volume dealer. I make a tiny profit, but I go for the big turnover. Even taking this time to talk to you has cost me money, but it's worth it. I mean, how many times do I get to talk shop with a guy who understands the business?
Well, I was always pretty good in arithmetic.
Good. Well, let me really explain it to you. Now, when the manufacturer gets an item, see, any product, you know, particularly your watch.
How in the world could I fall for such a scheme, Duke? Imagine me being so foolish. It's not as if I was 2 years old. I'm a grown man, Marine, a high school graduate.
Gomer, stop aggravating yourself. It was just one of those things. You got taken, chalk it up to experience.
Well, one thing for sure, Sergeant Carter's not going to let him get away with it. No, sir. I'll bet you he puts that fella out of business and gets my money back.
I wouldn't count on it, Gomer. Right now, that Freddie character and your $13 are probably halfway across the border.
Well, I sure hope he enjoys that money and has himself a good time, because he's got his conscience to live with. Sergeant Carter, did you find him? Did you find that friendly Freddie? Did you catch up with him, did you?
Yeah, Pyle, I found him.
I knew it. See there, Duke, when Sergeant Carter starts to do something, he does it. Did you get my money back for me?
I did better than that, Pyle. I got your watch back.
Watch?
Yeah, and see that you take good care of that. A watch like that can last a lifetime.
Sergeant, what about it being stolen? You know, hot, like you said?
Oh, there's nothing to worry about there. We had a little talk.
You did?
Yeah, and I made a little investment with Friendly Freddie myself. Just feast your eyes on that, huh?
Honey, a fur piece. How in the world could you afford a thing like that, Sergeant?
Simple, Pyle. Low overhead. This ain't just a fur piece, Pyle. This is a genuine silver-frosted ranch-grown fox.
Man, it sure looks great, Sarge.
Yeah, I just can't wait till Bunny sees this. It'll make for a birthday present. He wasn't crazy about them bath salts.
It sure will. Must have cost you a fortune, Sergeant.
Take a guess. What do you think it cost?
Well, my sister's got one like that. Cost her about $200.
$49.95, and that includes a free cleaning.
$49.95 for that? Well, how in the world do they sell you a snazzy-looking fur like that for so little?
Well, obviously, Pyle, you don't understand the ins and outs of modern-day merchandising.
$49.95, Sergeant. Sounds impossible.
Look, Pyle, I'll explain it to you. When you buy a fur like this downtown, you pay for a lot of extras. But when you deal with a guy like Friend Freddie, you forget all that. You cut out the middleman. It's like dealing directly with the fox.
Oh, my. I sure would like to see Miss Bunny's face when you give her that package. When you gonna give it to her, Sergeant? When?
Well, I thought I'd take her to the 5 o'clock club tonight and give it to her there.
Oh, I'd give anything to see her face light up.
Well, tonight at the 5 o'clock club. That's where you'll see it happen.
Gosh, Sergeant, if you don't mind, I'd like to be there just to see it. That's all. I won't interfere or nothing.
Be my guest. No.
Please.
No.
Oh, come on, Vince. Now tell me what's in the package. I can't stand the suspense.
I already told you, Bunny, I want to be a surprise. The evening is still young.
Surprises. If I guess it, you tell me if I'm right.
Okay. Which have a guess in a million years.
A shower curtain.
No.
Ironing board over.
No.
On another box of bath salts.
I told you can get it. So just be patient. The pizza will be here a minute. We'll drink a toast and then we'll open it. Is that okay?
Okay, but I should have known better. With you, everything has to be done by the numbers.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, Miss Bunny.
Hi, Gomer.
I wanted to get here sooner, but I missed the bus. Did you give her the fur yet?
The fur?
Why, you stupid nit, would you spoil the surprise?
Shazam, you mean you haven't told her yet?
It's gorgeous. And it's real. A real fur. Oh, Vince.
I say it's a silver-frosted ranch-home fox. Right, Sergeant?
Yeah. Do you have to blab everything?
Vince, you big slut. This is the nicest surprise I've ever had. Oh.
Sergeant, I knew you'd just love it, Miss Honey. Boy, he'd get a terrific bite.
Well.
Vince, let's dance. I want everybody to see the new fur.
Enjoy yourselves. I'll mind the beer.
Bunny, I don't know what happened. I got...
It's a fake! Oh, Miss Carter!
I wish I'd have been there to see if the fur was really flying.
It wasn't funny, Duke. It wasn't funny at all.
Not funny. A fox fur molting in the middle of the dance floor is not funny. Come on, Gomer. Where's your sense of humor?
But it's a mess, Duke. Miss Bunny probably never speak to him again. That's just gonna break his heart.
If I know Carter, what's breaking his heart right now is that $49.95 you blew on the fur.
If I could find that Friendly Freddy, I'd get Sergeant Carter's money back for him.
Kiss it goodbye, Gomer. The best thing for you to do right now is forget about it.
It's just like my grandma used to say. When you try to get something for nothing, that's just what you end up with. Something that's worth nothing.
Hello, men.
What's doing it?
Well, what do you think?
What do we think about what?
Well, this new watch of mine.
Shazam, where'd you get it?
Well, I happened to be passing the pool hall in town, and a fellow out front there sold it to me. Do you have any idea what I paid?
$12.95.
Amazing. How did you know?
I got one just like it.
Friendly Freddy strikes again. That his name?
Friendly Freddy? No, this fellow's name is Lucky Louie.
Louie? That's probably just his downtown name. Do you know where I find him?
Well, imagine he's still at the pool hall.
Maybe if I hurry, I can still catch him and get Sergeant Carter's money back.
Wait a minute. What's going on?
Congratulations, PFC Hummel. You've just been initiated to membership in the Patsy Club.
So there you are. I'm sorry to ruin your shot, Mr. Freddy, but there's something I got to talk to you about.
Well, but isn't my old Marine buddy, PFC Lyle?
Hi, Gomer Pyle.
Of course, Gomer. Yeah, nice to see you again, son. How about a little game of rotation? I'm just learning the game myself.
I couldn't think about playing a game right now. You just don't know all the trouble you've caused.
Trouble, son? What kind of trouble?
You know that fur that you sold Sergeant Carter? Well, all the fur blew out of it, and it's balder than that there cue ball.
It's what?
That's right. It happened right out there on the dance floor. It was awful, just awful.
You're kidding.
No, and you should see what happened to Sergeant Carter and Miss Bunny. They may never talk to each other again.
Oh, that darn furry. How could he do this to you? You deal with somebody for 20 years, and he slips a second.
You didn't know that fox fur wasn't any good?
You think I'll cut my throat? Spent 20 years building a clientele, and now this? What can I do? What can I do to help? Tell me.
Well, you could start off by giving Sergeant Carter his money back.
His money back?
Yeah. That way there wouldn't be any trouble, because he was fixing to go to the police.
Come on now, there's no need for that. Let's see now, it was $49.95, wasn't it? Here you go, pal. 10, 20, 30. Well, here, take this 50 and keep the change.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Friendly Freddy, and thank you for Sergeant Carter.
Well, that's okay. You tell the sergeant to use money and maybe take us all to some fancy restaurant, square things with her.
Well, I will, and thank you very much. It's a pleasure doing business with you.
Okay. You tell Sergeant Carter that I'm sorry about this whole thing, and I'm going to go straight to that furrier and tell him a couple of things.
Oh, well.
No, it's humiliating. I mean, humiliating.
Excuse me.
Huh?
This transistor radio you sold me, it does seem to be working.
So long, Pyle. So long. What'd you do, kid? Open back? You mustn't open the
I can't believe it. You mean he actually gave you the dough without a fight?
That's right, Sergeant, and he was just as nice as he could be about it. I guess this teaches us a lesson. Before condemning a person, you ought to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, maybe so, but after what happened with that fur, I thought he was a swindler for sure. Just goes to show, you can't judge a crook by his cover.
A crook by cover. That's a good one, Sergeant. I'll have to remember that and tell it to Dee.
You know something? I think I'll take that Freddy's advice and use this dough to buy Bunny a fancy dinner.
Hey, that's a good idea, Sergeant. You could take her to that pancake place on the highway, Buckwheat Bills. She just loved that. They got 27 different kinds of syrup.
Syrup? Pancakes? What's the matter with you, Pyle? This calls for something classy. Like that fancy French restaurant, Le Petit Chateau. A little candlelight, wine. It'll cost a bundle, but I'll shoot the works.
Oh, what a wonderful reunion. I'd give anything to be there. I just love happy endings.
Well, look, Pyle, since you're kind of responsible for getting my dough back, why don't you come around tomorrow night at the restaurant?
Oh, no, Sergeant. This night's just for you and Miss Bunny. I'd enjoy having dinner with you, but
Who said anything about dinner? Come around later for coffee.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
began to think you didn't even want to talk to me when I called. I must have been on that phone for an hour.
Well, you can't exactly blame me, Vince, after what happened.
Oh, honey, let's not bring that up. Miss. I'll take a handful of these. And here. This is for you, bud. Just put it on my check.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, hi, Gomer.
Pyle, it's you. Grab a chair. Bonnie and me was just having a little after-dinner talk.
I saw what you was doing, Sergeant. Didn't have nothing to do with talking. Oh, it's sight for sore eyes to see you two lovebirds being and cooling.
Well, it's a perfect evening, hasn't it, honey?
Oh, it's been an evening I'll never forget, Vince.
Yeah. Look, it's a little late, and Bonnie has to get home. Garson, the check.
Young. The check, monsieur.
Ah, a $50 bill. It's the smallest thing I have. Well, Bonnie, shall we have a last one for the road?
Why not?
Who should we drink to? How about Pyle?
No, not me, Sergeant. I know. Why don't you drink to the man that made this evening possible, Friendly Freddy?
I'll drink to that.
I will too, to Friendly Freddy. And to you, Vince, for showing me the nicest evening a girl ever had.
It's no use, Miles. She's just not gonna answer.
Well, don't aggravate yourself, Sergeant. Maybe she's just taking a shower.
That's a long shower. I've been dialing since last night. Oh, I've never seen Bunny this steam before.
Things could have been worse. That restaurant manager had let you go. You could have gone to jail for passing off counterfeit money. That's federal offense.
What do you mean, let me go? I had to sign a sworn statement I'd pay that tab next payday.
We sure been having a run of bad luck, haven't we, Sergeant?
Yeah, a lot you got to complain about. I got stuck with a bum fur, a phony bill, and my girl won't even speak to me. At least you got that watch.
What watch?
The watch you're wearing.
Well, that's not a watch. That's just the green band that the watch left before it stopped running and I throwed it away.
You mean the watch is no good either?
Of course not, Sergeant. It's like you said. You can't expect to get a gold watch for $12.95.
Pyle, do me a favor, will you? Just shut up. Okay, it's open for $1.
Okay, Vince, I'm in. We'll see it. Come on, Carter, deal it like you knew how.
Listen to the Maharaja, that's all. How many cards?
I'll take 3.
Give me 2.
And I'll play these. Plus you 2 clams to see 'em.
Okay, Vince, I'll keep you honest.
That's it for me.
Read 'em and weep, sucker. 2 pair, aces and jacks.
Not so fast, sport. I got 15.
What?
3 little 5s.
Looks like he outdrew you, Sarge.
You should only have such luck with your chow hacker. We're beating like kings.
I don't know about my chow, but I just cooked your goose. Cooked this goose.
Hey, Sergeant, I got it.
Huh?
Don't you remember? You told me to stop by and pick up your uniform at the dry cleaners.
Dry cleaners? He's already been taken to the cleaners, haven't you, Vince?
Okay, Pyle, just hang in the locker. Wait a minute, let's see what kind of work they did. No, that's not my uniform. That's skirt. It's a woman's.
Why don't you try it on, Vince? Maybe it'll change your luck.
Can't you ever do anything right? I gave you a simple little job. Go over to the cleaners and pick up my uniform. Was it too much for that peanut bin of yours to absorb?
Well, I'm sorry about that, Sergeant, but it said Sergeant Carter on the bill.
It did? Where? You're right, Pyle, it did. It says Carter, all right. Sergeant Gloria Carter.
Well, I'll be. Gloria Carter. Well, I'm sorry, Sergeant.
Knock it off, Pyle. Just double time over to that dry cleaners and pick up my uniform. Now, is that clear or should I write it down? Go!
Right, Sergeant. I can't imagine how a mistake like that happened. Imagine
Move! All the nitwits. You know, I used to have plans of being a 30-year man. But with a guy like Pyle in my outfit, I don't know. Any day now, any day.
Yeah. Well, as my old mess sergeant used to say, no matter how you stir the pot, you only get out of it what you put into it.
Huh? What is that supposed to mean?
What's it supposed to mean? Well, I was just saying a guy like Pyle needs special attention, and he's just not getting it. Can you open, Boyle?
Hold on, Hacker. What kind of attention ain't he getting?
What kind? Understanding. You know, a guy that knows how to work with him. And it's just possible, Vince, that you don't know how to handle him. And can you open?
I don't know how to handle him. Well, what are you handling, Hacker? That you know how to handle him?
Well, I've had guys like Pyle in my mess hall. Some even worse. I remember one bird brain, he couldn't even handle a can opener. But I worked with him, gave him a little encouragement, and then within 1 week, he was able to prepare a meal for the whole company.
Well, what do you know, boy? We got a miracle worker sitting here. A regular miracle worker.
Can he play?
And what are you suggesting, Hacker? That you can work a miracle with Pyle, too?
No miracle, Vince. Just the right approach. You see, the trouble with you is you have no tact.
I got what?
Tact. You see, the difference between us is that I have feelings for human beings. And let's face it, Vince, you don't. As a matter of fact, sometimes you are downright crude.
Crude? Who are you calling crude?
I'm calling you crude.
Fellas, please, can we play?
You know what I ought to do? I ought to turn him over to you. That's right, you got all the tact and feeling for people. I ought to give him to you as a present.
Why don't you? I couldn't do any worse for them than you had.
Okay, he's yours. And while we're at it, suppose we put a little bet on it.
A bet? Who said anything about a bet?
Well, you're the big G's that took some goof up and had him turn out a meal. There's no reason you can't do the same thing with Pyle, is there?
Pyle? Camille?
Hey, he's pretty big with the talk, ain't he, Boyle, huh? But when it comes to putting up the dough...
Okay, I'll do it. I did it with one knucklehead, I can do it with another.
You mean I'll take Pyle on?
Yeah, I'll take him on. Just prove something to you, Vince.
Okay, how much?
You tell me.
Well, since you're loaded down with tact, shall we say 50?
All right, let's say 50. But remember, I'm not promising Pyle will be the head chef at the Waldorf. He'll just be able to prepare a meal by himself.
You heard him. $50. But this time next week, Pyle cooks a meal all on his own, right, Hacker?
Right, yeah.
Oh, and just one more little thing. About that meal, Hacker. We have to live after it.
The mess hall? You mean you're putting me on KP?
Oh, no, Pyle. This has nothing to do with KP. You see, there's this new regulation that all Marines have to be able to double up in different jobs, you know, in case of emergency. So, knowing how you love to eat, I thought you'd be perfect for the kitchen.
Well, does this mean that I'm going to be over there all the time? You're not trying to get rid of me, are you, Sergeant?
Oh, why no, Pyle? How could you think such a thing? This is just a temporary assignment for a week. And what a great opportunity.
Really?
Oh, sure. Everybody wanted the job. But Sergeant Hacker asked for you special.
He did? Well, I sure hope I'm worthy of the job.
Oh, you are, Pyle. You are. You're going to be just great. The fact is, I've got every confidence in the world in you.
Well, thank you, Sergeant. Knowing that you feel that way about it, I'm going to go there to the mess hall tomorrow and give it everything I've got.
Good boy. You will? Well, remember, Pyle, we're all only human, and sometimes even the best of us make mistakes.
You work, Sergeant. I won't let you down.
Yeah, well, whatever you do, Pyle, just be yourself, and everything will work out fine.
I mean that.
I mean, don't do anything to change the way you are. I mean, just be yourself.
All right, snap it up there now. We're a little behind this morning. Pyle? Where's Pyle? He was here a minute ago. Pyle?
You're right, Sergeant. I had to go change my hat. The other one was kind of loose, and I didn't want it to fall into breakfast.
Yeah, fine, Pyle, fine. But stay close. Stay real close. Now, you're my #1 assistant, and I'm counting on you.
Well, I sure appreciate that, Sergeant. And believe me, I'm going to do my best. I mean, you won't be sorry for all the faith and trust you have in me.
Yeah, sure, Pyle. Now, let's see. I want to put you on something nice and simple. There it is. Now, since this is your first day in the kitchen, I'm going to put you on oatmeal.
You mean I'm gonna get to make the oatmeal? Now, I ain't had a recipe for oatmeal.
No, pal, no. The oatmeal's all ready to go. You see, the ingredients are all in there cooking away. Now, all you have to do is stir. Now, watch me. Now, you see, that's all there is to it. You just make circles. Nice, round circles. Now, why don't you try it, pal?
Okay. Like these?
All right, that's perfect. Just perfect. I've never seen anybody take the stirring just like that.
Thank you, Sergeant. It's just one question, though. Is it okay if I change directions and go like this?
Sure, anything you want, pal. Backwards, forwards, sideways.
Can I make numbers and X's like a figure eight?
Sure, pal. X's, numbers, doodles, anything you want. But just keep stirring. Now, I'm going to go out and check on the steam tables. If you need anything, just call me.
Right, Sergeant. You go about your business and just leave the oatmeal to me. Say, that's a pretty heavy load you got there. Let me get some help. There you go. Boy, this is way too big a bump for any one man.
Oatmeal! I'll! The oatmeal! I'll!
You call me Sergeant, I should help him. Shazam! Oatmeal's boiling over.
Yeah, sure it's boiling over. Why is it boiling over? Because you stopped stirring. You did stop stirring, didn't you, pal?
Yes, Sergeant, I got no excuse. I left my post. Oh, I feel just terrible.
Yeah, well, get him up. Just get him up.
I will, Sergeant. I'll get him up. Right away. You just wait right here.
Wow, what happened here?
What does it look like?
Well, we've got to do something fast, Sergeant. The guys are lining up for chow. What are we going to do about the oatmeal?
Yeah, well, we just have to give them what's left. That's all. Get a rag and start cleaning up. And the rest of you, move around there. Okay, come on, keep it moving there.
I mean, that's it? Come on, stop with the jokes. Put something in there.
Come on, kind of move it along. You're holding at the line.
What do you mean? How you guys putting out food for canaries? You feed Marines. Come on, let's go.
Look, Carter, you got more than enough. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Besides, we've been wasting too much food in this mess hall, and I'm calling a halt to it.
Hold on, Hacker. What are you talking about? There's nothing in there.
Waste not, want not. Now move.
I don't know. There's something phony going on around here.
Hey, Sergeant Hacker, I finished all my mop and I cleaned up the whole mess. Hey, Sergeant Carter, boy, when oatmeal boils over, it really boils over.
Yeah, well, okay, pal.
I should have known. It boiled over. We're out of oatmeal because of you, huh, pal?
That's right, Sergeant. It's all my fault. I take full responsibility. It's just like I was telling Sergeant Hacker.
Yeah, okay, pal. Come on, back in the kitchen. A lot of work to do. Fill in those salt shakers, huh?
Right, Sergeant. Sure hope you enjoy the oatmeal, Sergeant. What's left of it.
Oh, I will. I will. I'll enjoy it like it was a $50 dinner.
Okay now, pal, like I told you, we're going to forget all about what happened at breakfast. We're going to start fresh. We're going to pretend that you've never been in this kitchen before, all right?
Okay, Sergeant.
Okay. Now, you see, what we got to do, pal, is start from the beginning. We got to get you acquainted with all the fundamentals here. And by the time we're through, you're going to be able to cook a meal all by yourself.
Golly, Sergeant. Me cook a meal by myself? Well, I appreciate your faith in me, Sergeant, but I don't think I'd ever do that.
Confidence, pal. Confidence. Now, let's take a reading on the stuff we're going to be using, all right? Well, now, first of all, this is a stove.
Oh, I already knew that.
Well, it never hurts to be sure. Now, repeat after me. Skillet.
Skillet.
And chopping block.
Chopping block.
Good. Soup ladle.
Soup ladle.
Potato masher.
Potato masher.
Meat cleaver.
Meat cleaver.
I think that's about enough for a start. Now, let's review what we learned, shall we?
Skillet.
Good.
Soup ladle.
Very good.
You just told me. Now, don't tell me.
Me.
Oh, I'm not. No, meat axe. Meat axe.
No, it's not a meat axe. It's a meat cleaver. A cleaver. Now, pay attention, Parley. You'll never learn to cook. Now, get this through your head.
What's going on here? That cleaver hacker, what are you trying to do? Just because he ruined the oatmeal?
Knock it off, Carter.
Sergeant Hacker here was giving me a cooking lesson.
Yeah, well, that'll be all for first lesson, Pyle. Why don't you go take a break?
Well, thank you, Sergeant, and I sure am enjoying the course. You just call me when you get me for another flight.
Come on, Charlie. Stop kidding around. Why don't you admit it's impossible and tossing the dish towel?
I got to try. For some more milk. But I couldn't have gone more than 45 seconds. He couldn't have.
Oh, yes, he could, Hacker. Leaving Pyle alone for 45 seconds is inviting disaster.
No, it's impossible. It can't be.
You know, Hacker, I almost feel sorry for you. If I was a real nice guy, I'd let you off the hook and call off the bet. But I'm not a nice guy, and you got a big mouth, so the bet's still on. He cooks the meal on Friday, which is tomorrow, is it not? Yes, sir, Boyle, this is it. D-Day, dinner day. 50 big ones coming my way. 5-0.
You sound awful confident, Sarge. You that positive Pyle's gonna blow the meal?
I'll tell you how positive I am. I'm gonna call that fancy French joint in town, La Petite Chateau, and make a dinner reservation for Bunny and me. We got a lot of celebrating to do.
You sent for me, sir?
Yes, Sergeant. We just received word from the airstrip that Colonel Driscoll arrived from San Francisco and will be eating at your mess this noon. I just thought you ought to know.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll cook up some T-bone steaks, a couple of baked potatoes.
Oh,
loose-
no, nothing special. What are you serving the men?
Well, the menu calls for salmon croquettes, sir, but I'm sure that you and the Colonel would like something a little more elaborate.
I'm afraid you don't understand, Sergeant. Colonel Driscoll makes it a policy to always eat what the men are eating, so salmon croquettes will be fine.
But, sir, the croquettes, you see, I'm not sure about. What I mean is, they may not come out the way we...
I know this is short notice, Sergeant, but whatever you have will be fine. That'll be all.
Aye, sir. Hey, Carter, it's all over. The bet's off. I gotta get over the mess hall.
Huh?
Colonel Driscoll's on the post. He's gonna eat at our mess hall.
Colonel Driscoll's gonna eat Pyle's cooking? That's very funny.
Oh, yeah? How funny is it gonna be when he tastes the cooking and orders an investigation?
What do you mean?
Look, there's got to be an investigation. The guys, they just beefled it. But the Colonel will order an investigation.
Huh?
Can't you see it's got to come out that miserable meal is the result of a personal bet between you and me? You'll be in as much trouble as me.
So what do you suggest?
Our only hope is to get over there and doctor up Pyle's meal before the Colonel goes.
Well, come on, let's go. Yeah. Wait a minute. What Pyle's cooking can't be fixed?
I don't know. We'll do something. We'll send out for Chinese. Vince, look.
We're too late. It's Colonel Driscoll with Colonel Gray.
Yeah, and look who's carrying their trays. Oh, somebody trip him. Somebody trip him, please. Oh, he's serving the meal. Vince, I can't watch anymore.
Pyle's handing out the napkins. Driscoll's picking up his fork. He's taking a bite. I can't watch it.
15 years. 15 years. I'm a mess sergeant for 15 years. And now to see it all go down the drain.
Easy, Charlie, easy.
You take it easy. All those years serving up chow in jungles, on beachheads, during air raids, in war and peace. All those years. And not once was I ever called up for a bad meal. Now, this is the way it all ends. And it's all your fault.
My fault? My fault? Who opened his big mouth first?
Who wanted Pyle to cook meal?
Yeah, but he had to give me that stack about half.
Ah, knock it off.
What do you mean, knock it off?
Sergeant Hacker, Sergeant Carter, the Colonel would like to see both right away.
Sergeant Hacker reporting his orders, sir.
Sergeant Carter reporting his orders, sir.
At ease.
I understand that you two men have had something to do with the preparation of this meal.
Yes, sir. We both share in the responsibility.
Good. Because I just want to say that is the best pork rinds and collard greens I have ever eaten. Not to mention those black-eyed peas, grits and gravy, and that cherry cobbler. Well, boys, I haven't tasted cooking like that since I was a young'un back home in Georgia.
Pleasant surprise, Sergeant. I understood today's menu called for salmon croquettes.
Well, I guess I'm to blame for that, sir. You see, Sergeant, when I started fixing them salmon croquettes, I couldn't make heads nor tails of that recipe, and I knew I couldn't let fellers go away without eating, so I just got to thinking, and shazam, it come to me.
Shazam?
See, I remember those Sunday church suppers back home, and how I used to watch my Aunt Martha prepare all the fixings, so I just put my memory to work, and this is it.
Well, however you did it, son, certainly was a pleasant surprise. And you deserve a lot of credit.
Oh, thank you, Colonel, but I can't claim all the credit, because if it hadn't been for Sergeant Hacker here and Sergeant Carter, I never could have done it.
Hold it, son. You lost me there. What do you mean?
Well, be honest with you, Colonel. Up to now, I've been making a real mess here in the mess hall. Sergeant Hacker here was just as patient as he could be. Hardly ever raised his voice to me. All he was worried about was me making a raid. Isn't that right, Sergeant Hacker?
Yeah, Pyle, sure. That's right.
And as for Sergeant Carter here, when I told him how bad things was going over here in the mess hall, he told me not to worry at all. Said it was okay if I ruined a few meals. The only way to learn was by making mistakes. So you see, they deserve most of the credit. With faith and confidence like that, how could I go wrong?
Well, apparently you two sergeants have a real talent for handling men, and that's good.
Thank you, sir. All we can do is try. Give it our best.
But, of course, with a bright boy like Pyle here to work with, you really have no problems.
Yes, sir. He's one of my favorites. Bright as they come. Only wish I had more like him.
Well, Vince, all in all, I'd say we've been pretty lucky. Pretty lucky.
Yeah, Pyle really came through for us, didn't he?
He sure did. And speaking of coming through, how about paying off?
Paying off? What do you mean?
Well, the bet that Pyle could manage a meal all by himself.
Are you kidding? You called it off, don't you remember?
Oh, I called it off when I thought that I'd have to throw his meal out and cook one myself. But I didn't have to. Pyle's meal worked, so pay up.
So it worked. That's no credit to you. That's cooking he learned from his Aunt Martha. If I was going to pay anybody, I'd pay his Aunt Martha.
Oh, Vince, be fair.
Be fair, you be fair. You cancel out the bet off. Come on.
Well, all right. Maybe you're right.
You're darn right I'm right.
Hey, you got me on a technicality.
Yeah.
But you got to admit one thing. What I started out to prove, that if you show even a knucklehead like Pyle a little patience and understanding, he'll come through for you.
I don't know.
What do you mean? He did such a good job with lunch, I told him to go ahead and make dinner.
You did? He's making dinner?
Right now. Tact, Vince, tact. Just show him a little confidence and he'll come through. Why don't you admit it?
I don't know.
Admit it, admit it. All he needs...
What's that? I don't know. Thunder?
Be a sonic boom.
Oh, no, it sounded closer, like it came from down around the mess hall.
The mess hall?
Sergeant Hacker, I got bad news about your stove.
Admit what, Hacker? What should I admit, huh? What? What should I admit, huh?
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I asked you men to drop in because I have a little favor to ask of you. It's about this little dance on Saturday night for the enlisted men.
Yes, sir.
I think you all know my daughter, don't you?
Of course, sir.
Well, she's coming home from college on Saturday, and it's a matter of an escort, and I was wondering if one of you men might be free. I think she should be accompanied by a man from the base.
Well, I'd do it an honor, sir, but it just so happens I have a date. Sorry, sir.
I don't want anybody to break a date.
Well, I'm not much of a dancer, sir, and, it might be a little dull for her.
I understand. What about you, Parker? You got a date?
Well, not exactly, sir, but I might have. It's this girl who said she might come or she might not. It could go either way. It's just that I'm not sure, sir.
Of course.
Sorry, sir, I have to meet my mother.
I see. Thank you for coming in, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Well, sir. Which one is it going to be?
None of them could make it. And I think I know the reason why. Nobody wants to get saddled with the boss's daughter. That's what this amounts to. Having to be on guard during a date, that's no fun.
Sir.
And they're probably being wary of my wife's watchfulness. She's a bit overprotective, you know.
Sir, I have a thought. After all, this is the enlisted men's dance. It doesn't have to be an officer, does it?
No, not necessarily.
Well, sir, I think you'd find a suitable escort among the enlisted men. Might be more preferable, sir. Make the thing look democratic, if you know what I mean.
That's an idea.
I'll speak to the platoon sergeants and have them make suggestions.
Yes. My wife's a bit of a worrier, you know, but I'm sure the men will be all right. You understand?
Oh, yes, sir. No problem, sir.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Captain. By the way, you busy on Saturday?
Sorry, sir. As a matter of fact, I am.
Carry on.
Gomer, what about you? Who are you taking?
Me, I ain't going.
You're not going to dance?
There's this picture on television I don't want to miss. It's Tarzan Untamed.
You mean you want to watch that Me, Tarzan, You, Jane?
Well, I don't go for that gushy stuff too much. What I like is when an elephant picks Tarzan up with his trunk and old Tarzan just sits there on the elephant's head. You don't see anything like that too often.
Oh, I'll go along with that, Gomer.
Okay, men. I want to know who has dates for the dance. Come on, hands. All of you? Why, you don't have a date?
No, Sergeant.
Hmm. Come over here, Pop. You might have a date. It's not said, but you might.
Well, thanks for thanking us, Sergeant. But there's this television program on Saturday night that I've been pointing for. It's Tarzan the Untamed.
This happens to be Colonel Harper's daughter. That's the date.
The Colonel's daughter? Well, shoot, if I didn't have other plans, I couldn't take her.
Why not?
Well, golly, she's the Colonel's daughter.
Well, you've taken out girls before. Or have you?
Shoot, yeah, but nobody ever this important. The most important girl I ever took out back home was the county assessor's daughter. That's as high as I ever want to go, the daughter of a civil service man.
Pyle.
And even then, I remember my hands got all sweaty.
Pyle.
My heart was going ka-thump, ka-thump. I was nervous as well.
Pyle, will you calm down? You haven't been picked yet.
I wouldn't even know what to talk to her about. At least with the county assessor's daughter, I was able to keep up a running chatter on assessments. That can be a real meaty subject.
Pyle, you're the only one who doesn't have a date, so I'm submitting your name. Each company's sending in a name to the colonel so they can pick the best man for the job. They're probably looking for somebody who is a nice dancer, a good talker, a smart companion. You don't have a thing to worry about.
I'm praying. Sergeant, do you know anything at all about her?
She's the colonel's daughter.
The colonel's daughter.
Gomer Pyle. What kind of a man is he, Sergeant?
Well, sir, Excuse me, sir. Is Pyle a man selected?
I don't know yet. I'll find out a little more about him. What I'm looking for primarily is a certain type.
I'd say he's a type, all right, sir.
How do you mean?
Well, sir, he never goes out. He doesn't do anything. Doesn't have anything interesting to talk about.
Innocuous.
Sir?
Harmless.
Oh, he certainly is, sir.
I might even say dull.
Dull, yes, sir.
Good. Sounds perfect.
Sir?
My wife will feel quite comfortable with him. Gomer Pyle it is.
Yes, sir.
An enlisted man?
Mm-hmm.
Who is he? What do we know about him?
I checked this boy's record, and it's fine. The sergeant assures me he's a perfect gentleman. He's going to be all right.
The sergeant.
Edna, there's only one evening. It would be nice for Jane to have an escort. And as a matter of fact, an enlisted man may be even more interesting.
All right. I won't say another word about it.
Yeah, but you've got to stop worrying. Right? Right.
Where's he from?
The South. Country boy.
You didn't tell me about that.
What's wrong with a country boy?
What's wrong? They're the worst kind. Those quiet country boys, they're the kind turn into howling wolves.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, is it? Have you read about the scandalous goings-on in those quiet country towns with those quiet country boys?
Edna, stop worrying. Everything's going to be all right.
And I won't take my eyes off them for 1 second.
Hey, Sergeant. Did you send for me?
Guess who?
I knew it. I just knew it. I had the feeling right from the beginning it was going to be me. There was something just in the pit of my stomach. I knew it. I knew it was going to be me.
Now, Pyle, take it easy. Take it easy. After all, I got more at stake than you have. I was the one that sent in your name. The colonel's depending on me.
Well, what I do? She's the colonel's daughter.
Well,
and
you
heck,
just
I
take
know
her
what
to the
say
dance.
to her.
Just be careful what you say and how you act.
Well, I'll be careful, all right. But what do we talk about? What I say to her?
You can talk about anything. Just be careful what you say.
Oh, I just can't get over the idea of her being the colonel's daughter. She's going to be disappointed in me.
Pyle.
We come from two different worlds, is what, Sergeant?
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just plain country folks, and shoot, she comes from one of them homes, got fruit and flowers all over the place, and there ain't even nobody sick.
Look, Pyle, you don't have to marry the girl.
I know, Sergeant, but why'd they have to pick me? Of all the guys on the bus, why'd they have to pick me?
Pyle, listen. Now, you were picked for this assignment. Why, I don't know, but you're going to take the colonel's daughter. Now, when you do, just don't say much. Don't do anything. Don't act silly. Don't talk. Don't even breathe. Just have a good time.
I just wish this whole thing was over with already. Look at my hands. Look at them. Look at them sweat. Feel my heart. Going ka-thump, ka-thump, ka-thump.
Can't you lift this up closer to your necks?
Well, that looks fine to me.
Janie, good to have you home. Haven't had a chance to ask you how school is this semester.
Oh, it's all right, I guess.
Is there anything wrong?
Oh, it's just that it's so dull. It's nice, but dull. Mother, can't I transfer to a co-ed school next semester? I'd be so much happier.
I prefer you stay where you are. It's a perfectly fine school.
But if it's dull and she wants to transfer, I don't see any harm.
Clara Burton College was good enough for me, and I know that Jane will get a fine education there. Perfectly fine. After all, that's the most important thing, isn't it, dear?
I suppose so.
Oh, let me look at you. What on earth is that?
That's probably your escort, dear. I authorized a Jeep for your use tonight.
They're all so reckless. Now, about this young man, dear, I don't want you to worry about a single thing. We'll be right by your side all evening.
Yes, Mother.
Good evening.
Sir, Private Gomer Pyle reporting is ordered, sir.
I wish you wouldn't put it that way.
Hope you didn't mind the brake squeal, sir, but I wasn't sure what house you lived in. I didn't want to pass it by, so I had to mash down on brakes.
Well, come on in, pal.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, this is Mrs. Harper.
How do, ma'am?
And this is my daughter, Jane.
Hey, Miss Jane. Well, brought you some flowers.
Thank you. It was very thoughtful. I'll get a vase.
Well, we've got a few minutes before we go. Shall we sound?
Please.
Make yourself at home, pal.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, we were very happy that you were able to make it.
Yes, sir. Me too. Real happy.
Private Pyle, I understand that you come from the South. Where in the South?
Yes, ma'am, I sure do. I come from Mayberry, North Carolina. My family settled there about 150 years ago. That is my ancestors did, not the family that I got now, of course.
Of course.
They built their own log cabin all by themselves.
Real pioneers.
Of course, we Piles have come a long way since then. We had the back porch and a bath.
See?
I mean a regular bath. Once you don't have to fill up with a pump, neither.
Oh, well, that's what I call real progress.
Remarkable.
When the water company run their lines, they went to the north part of town first.
Well, wouldn't you know?
See, the center of town is right here, and this is north, and they had to run them lines right down here through Maple Street. That's right here. And then over the ridge, past Fred Bartlett's place. Now, that's about here. And then they had to run all the way out to the swamps. That's where you're sitting, Miss Harper. You know something else that might interest you, Miss Harper?
What?
We was the first family on the south side of town that had a septic tank.
A septic tank?
Yes, ma'am. You see, it was always my mama's dream to have one, and me and my daddy saved up for 6 years. 6 years. And we surprised with the news on her birthday. Oh, you ought to seen her face when we took her out there in the backyard.
Well, I'll bet she was thrilled, all right.
Say, Miss Jane, you really got a nice way of arranging them.
Thank you.
Must be an act. Looks like it was done by one of them funeral florists.
Shall we go?
Yes, I didn't realize it was quite so late.
I'm sure looking forward to this night.
Thank you.
Well, you run along. We'll be right behind you.
Are you ready to go, Miss Jane? We'll see you there, sir. It's nice talking with you, ma'am.
Well, next time you'll listen to me.
Well, what's wrong? He's a nice boy.
I know these nice boys, that's an act.
Oh, come on now.
More determined than ever to keep my eye on them every single second.
All right. Have it your own way. But any boy who saves up for 6 years to buy a septic tank for his mother's birthday can't be all bad.
Good evening, Captain.
Good evening, Captain.
Good evening, sir.
Captain, this is Private Pyle.
How are you, Pyle?
Good evening, sir.
Well, you've decorated the place beautifully.
Yes, sir. Can't hardly beat them Japanese people when it comes to lanterns.
Colonel Harper, Your Honor.
Thank you. Shall we, dear?
Miss Jane?
You've been watching our country boy?
Yes, he seems to be quite a dancer.
Dance me over in that direction.
Oh, well, let's leave him alone.
Emmett, please.
Hey, folks. Nice night.
Jane, I think it'd be nice if you danced with your father. Oh, all right, Mother. And I don't suppose Private Pyle has any objections to dancing with me?
No, ma'am. I'll be glad to. That's why we dance back home.
Yes, well, I'd prefer that you dance a little slower. I want to have a word with you.
Yes, ma'am.
I just thought I'd better mention my daughter is not used to too much excitement.
I'm sorry. What happens when she dances too hard? Does she have a spell?
Oh, of course not. It's just that I think you should dance slower and at a proper distance.
Yes, ma'am. I guess I'm just used to girls back home. You don't grip them hard enough, they'll fall right down. My pleasure, ma'am. You know, you dance real good for a short lady.
Thank you.
Hey, Miss Jane. Hello. Would you like to dance?
I don't suppose we'd better.
Well, I'll dance slow and hold you loose.
Oh, thanks.
Would you like some punch?
No. Thank you.
You go to school, don't you?
Yes, I do. I'm at college.
What you taking up there?
Music. I'm a music major.
Back home, you ask somebody going to school. What you taking up? The teacher's time? That's a joke back home.
I see.
Did I ask you if you wanted some punch?
You did.
What'd you say?
I said no, thank you. But I believe I will have some now.
Okay, I'll be back in a jiffy. 2 punches, please.
Pyle.
Hey, Sergeant.
You behaving yourself? You behaving yourself, Pyle?
Yes, sir. She's nice. She's real nice.
What do you mean nice? Remember, she's the colonel's daughter. Now, you behave yourself.
Yes, sir. But she is a little on the quiet side. There ain't too much to talk about.
What did you talk about?
Well, coming on over here, I told her about the M14 rifle and how you disassemble it.
Good, good.
What else could we talk about?
Well,
Do you think she'd be interested in chemical warfare? Here's your punch, Miss Jane.
Thank you.
Careful with them lemon seeds in there. You swallow one of them, you'll get a pin of cider. You know that?
Emmett, look.
What?
He just brought us some punch.
Well, what?
What's in it?
What? Grape juice with some lemons floating in it. I just had some.
I know, and you know about spiking a drink.
Take it easy.
Mrs. Harper, may I have this dance?
Oh, all right. Emma, will you keep an eye on things?
Mm-hmm.
Captain, excuse me. Emmett, they're gone.
What? Who's gone?
Jane and that country boy, they're not here.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you. You've probably just gone for a walk, dear.
I want them found.
Anna, take it easy.
I insist.
You've just gone for fresh air, I'm sure.
Emmett, are you going to do something about this, or shall I go and look for them myself?
All right, dear. Captain Murdoch?
Yes, sir.
My daughter and her escort seem to have disappeared. Could you see if you can locate them?
I want this whole place thoroughly searched. I'm worried.
Yes, ma'am, right away.
She's gone away for to stay little while, but she's coming back if she goes 10,000 miles. Oh, who will tie my shoe, and who will glove my hand, and who will kiss my ruby lips when she is gone, gone away, far away, over yonder. She's gone away for to stay a little while, but she's coming back if she goes 10,000 miles. Oh, it's Pappy who'll tie my shoes, and Mammy who'll glove my hand, and you will kiss my ruby lips when she is gone, gone away, far away, over yonder.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, Gomer, you're good. Why do you keep it such a secret?
Well,
If I'd known sooner, we could have left that dull dance even earlier.
I'm sorry the dance was so dull. I guess all that talk about the M14 rifle wasn't very interesting. Not that I'm talking down the M14 rifle. It was just that I didn't...
It's just that this is so much nicer.
Must be some sort of trouble. Appears like they're looking for somebody.
Go ahead, go. Sing another.
Well, would you like your rain come wet me, cause I'm dirty, dirty, dirty?
Gomer, that's marvelous. This is so much fun.
I'm sure glad you're enjoying it, Miss Jane.
I am. Thank you, Gomer. Thank you very much.
There, you saw that. You saw that, didn't you? Did you see that? Oh, Jane, I was so worried. Oh,
You call off the search, Captain.
Jane, darling, are you all right? Oh, Mother.
Take it easy, Edna.
Just had a feeling it would end like this. I just knew it.
Mother, if you'll just calm down for a minute, you don't understand.
Now, Jane, we'll take
But
care
Mother,
of Jane. Now, young man, suppose you explain what made you think you could take liberties with our daughter.
Well, it looked to me as if it was Jane who was doing the kissing.
I think I know my daughter. Well?
I sure am. Sorry, Miss Harper.
It's a little late for that, Private, and it's not good enough. Emmett, I insist that he punished.
Oh, Edna.
Daddy, don't dare do a thing to him. I am the one who did the kissing.
Now, Miss Jane.
Jane? Yes, it's true. I'm not ashamed of it. I kissed him because I wanted to, that's why.
Jane, stop this.
Yes, Mother, and I liked it. So much that I think I'll kiss him again. And again. And again. And again. And again.
Excuse me, ma'am. Sir, while all this is going on, do I have your permission to stand at ease?
Thanks, Dad.
For what?
You know, for sort of staying on my side and helping me do what I've been wanting to do for a long time.
Well,
And, Daddy, while we're sort of on the subject, I do want to go to a co-ed school next year. Will you back me up?
we'll talk about it tomorrow. Your mother's had a big shock tonight. Thank you, Private.
Shoot, I didn't do nothing, sir.
I'm not so sure. Good night, Janie.
Good night, Daddy.
Well, good night, Miss Jane. I sure hope I see you again sometimes. I had a real nice time. You know something? You're real nice. And you're real pert, too.
Thank you, Gomer.
Go ahead, son. It's all right. Mother's gone to bed.
This past week, Pyle, you've outdone yourself. This past week, you won the Booby Prize. Congratulations. But it's not going to continue. Do you understand, Pyle? I have had it with you. I've had it up to here with you being late for roll call. I've had it up to here with you not having your shoes shined. I've had it up to here with you forgetting your gas mask during drill.
I held my breath, Sergeant.
I've had it up to here with you not having your pants pressed. I've had it up to here with you being the last one out of the towel. Do you see where I am, Pyle?
We still got a little ways to go, thank goodness.
That's right, Pyle. I still have a little ways to go. But one more goof, and I'm up to here. And then, Pyle, you win the grand prize.
The grand prize?
That's right, Pyle. A transfer to the Illusions with no return for 3 years. How would you like that, Pyle?
Would you come along too, Sergeant?
No, I would not come. As a matter of fact, you'd probably be the only one there, Pyle. I would see to it. You get your thermal underwear, your sea rations, and there you are, all alone in the oceans.
Alone?
Alone. Just one more goof, Pyle, just one more goof. So I leave you with 2 little words. Watch it. Just watch it. Now, as you were. All right. Now, you people have 10 minutes to get ready for that hike. I don't mean 11 minutes. I don't mean 10.5 minutes. I mean 10 minutes. Now, start getting your gear together. You hear, Pyle? That means you too. All right. Take hike. Dismissed.
Hey, what's the matter, Gomer? You really got the sergeant going there.
Yeah, man, he related on.
Well, there wasn't no point going into it.
Going to what?
The fact is, I got some personal problems that's been bothering me. I know that's no excuse, but that's it.
Well, Gomer, what personal problems?
My cousin Goober.
Your cousin Goober?
He's the one that took my place at Wally's filling station back home in Mayberry. He's a real nice fella. He can take a car apart and put it back together right before your eyes.
What about him?
Well, got this letter from him last week. It seems that he and Wally had this falling out, and he was thinking about quitting.
Well, so what's the big deal about that? He'll get another job.
Well, where would he go? Wally's is the only filling station in Mayberry, and I kind of feel responsible for Goober. I talked Wally into letting him take my place, and I've been thinking about it and worrying. I guess that's the reason I hadn't been doing my best work.
Well, listen, we better get outside. Gomer, get your stuff together. Come on.
Come on, hurry it up. Let's go.
Come on, Gomer, hurry up.
Let's look alive.
Come on, Gomer, you don't want to be late, pal.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the Illusions, do you?
You don't think you do that, do you? Send me to the Lucians by myself?
Well, why test them? Now, get going.
I'll be right with you.
Hey, come on, look who's here.
For goodness sakes, Goober! For goodness sakes!
Hey, cousin boys, it's good to see you. Hey, come on, let me take a look at you. Why, you pretty as a catbird. I hardly know you. You must have grown to ink. You filled out. Woo-wee! What'd he say, cousin? How you making it?
What are you doing here, Goober?
Well, you got my letter, didn't you? Well, I done it. Quit Wally just like I said I would. Dropped my noodles and just took off. Felt like taking a trip, so here I am.
Hey, Goober, listen.
Boy, this is a real nice place, ain't it? So this is a Marine Corps. Hey, what's that in there?
All right, you people, move it.
That's my locker. Listen, Goober, civilians ain't allowed back here.
Look at that, green and the blue. These yours too?
They're all mine, Goober. Listen.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
What brought you all the way out here?
The bus. One of the 2 stored ones. They're cool, and it went fast.
Listen, Goober, you can't stay here.
Hey, Gomer, come on, you're... Who's that?
This is Goober.
Gomer!
Cousin Goober, you remember I was telling you about it.
Gomer, if you don't... It's Goober. Goober!
Hey, Gomer, these some of your buddies.
It's Frankie and Duke.
Hey, Frankie. Hey, Duke. You sure look sassy in uniforms.
How did you get on the base, Gomer?
I walked in.
Yeah, well, what about the sentry at the gate? Didn't he try to stop you?
I don't reckon he seen me as talking to another feller at the time.
You shouldn't have done that yet.
Done what?
Gomer, look, you better get him out of here. Having a civilian in the barracks, that would be big trouble. And you can't afford it, you know that.
That's right. Look, Goober, you shouldn't be here. I mean, I'm glad to see you and all, but civilians ain't allowed to visit the base without permission. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Oh, well, I'm not just visiting. I might stay.
What?
That's right. I'm going to have me a look around. If I like what I see, I'll stay and be a Marine. Shoot, why not? I'm free as a bird right now.
Gomer, you better get him out of the barracks. Look, Gomer, take him out back, and you better get ready for the hike. Now, go ahead. Come on, Gomer, hurry up. We'll take you here and meet you out front.
Come on, Goober, we better go outside. Goober, you must have got the wrong idea somewhere. You can't just try the Marines.
Why not? That's the way I started with Wally. I had a 5-day trial period.
Oh, my gosh, I got to go.
Where?
On the hike.
Hike? Can I come too?
No. As a matter of fact, you got to get off of this base. Look, the back gate is right over there. You go out and go into town and get you a room at the Hotel Agnes, and I'll come to see you later.
Sure can't come on the hike. You're not going to have a picnic too, are you?
Please, Cooper, you got to do what I say. I got to go. I'll see you in town. Don't forget the Hotel Agnes. It's real nice. They have a TV in the lobby.
Boy! Come on, move it! On the double! Hey!
Rio 5L, 12 bunks, no empties. $22 bunks, no empties. What's your name?
Pyle, what's yours?
Swanson. Never mind that. What are you doing here all alone in these barracks?
The rest of the fellers went off on a hike. I wanted to go, but they wouldn't take me.
Confined to barracks. That's no surprise. Pyle, how do you explain that uniform?
Mean it don't fit? Well, I can explain that.
I mean the shoes. The shoes.
Oh, these. Well, I wear them because they're comfortable. My others hurt me across the instep.
You're on report, Pyle. Hands in pockets, out of uniform, unmilitary conduct. Pyle, you stay right here. Don't you leave these barracks, you understand? But get out of those shoes.
Yes, sir.
I mean now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, man.
For goodness sakes, you still here? And what are you doing in that uniform?
Hey, Gomer, y'all think I'll make a good-looking Marine? From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of... What's the name of that other place?
Cooper, you got to get out of here.
No, I can't do that. Fella come by here and told me to stay right here, and he sounded real serious, too.
A fella? What fella was that?
Was about this big, sounded important, kind of bossy, had a little shiny thing on each collar.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. But there's his name, Private Pyle. Look at his report. Hands in pockets, unmilitary conduct, wearing brown and white shoes. Brown and white shoes? Oh, he's asking. He's just asking for it.
So you see, Goober, you can't stay here. It's against the rules, and that's one thing about the Marines. They set a great store by rules.
Well, I don't want to discommode you any, Gomer, but how am I ever going to find out if I want to be a Marine if I can't try it out?
Because, Gomer, in the Marines, we always... Here comes Sergeant Carter. Gomer, get him out of here. Get out of here right now.
I knew this would happen. I knew it happened. Wait outside, Goober, quick.
Pyle! Pyle! Where's Pyle?
Right here, Sergeant.
Pyle, tell me it ain't true.
Hey!
I took them off, just like you said.
This is more than a simple case of misconduct. You know what I think, Smith?
The psychiatrist?
Pyle, how would you like to go for a little ride with us?
Mean to darn you, Jeep.
That's right.
Well, that sure is nice of you. I always did want to ride one of them. Later on, you wouldn't think I'd let me drive it, would you?
Well, maybe. Maybe. Come on, get in.
Do you know I can take one of these apart and put back together again right before your eyes?
Step it, Smith.
This time you have backed me to the wall. There's only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to talk to the colonel. You might as well start packing because you are on borrowed time.
Gomer, what's the matter with you? Why didn't you tell him about Goober?
Well, I couldn't do that. Goober could get into awful trouble. More trouble than me. After all, he's just a civilian.
Let's get him in here, get him in his civvies, and get him off the base.
Come on.
Goober?
Goober? He's gone. Goober? 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 Goober?
Well, somewhere on this base there's a wandering Goober. And since last name is Pyle, you're going to get all the credit for anything he does.
Well, maybe he went back into town.
Well, I hope so, but he didn't say nothing about going into town.
Well, look, wherever he is, it's not good. Don't forget, he's got that uniform on.
Gomer, if I were you, I'd tell Sergeant Carter and just blow with him.
I can't, Duke. I just can't. Goober's my own kin. He could get in real big, serious trouble.
But, Gomer, what about you? Lieutenant Swanson tells me you were outside the barracks in your stocking feet.
That's right.
You want to tell me about it?
Well, what for? You already know.
What I mean is, why were you outside in your stocking feet?
Because I didn't have my shoes on.
Tell me, Pyle, how do you feel about being a Marine?
Well, that's a good question. To tell you the truth, I don't know yet. I mean, I might just decide to stay, and again, I might just take off.
Pyle, do you have any dreams you can remember? Perhaps one that recurs?
Say it again.
I mean, a dream you've had more than once.
Oh, yeah, there's this one dream I've had lots of times. It's just awful.
Good. Tell me about it.
Well, there's this great big gas pump, see? And I'm pumping away, and these bells get louder and louder. Boom, 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 boom. It's enough to drive a person right out of their mind.
Bong, bong.
I tried. You got it.
Oh, that'll be all for now, Pyle. Why don't you just go right back to the barracks?
You mean that place over there where the lieutenant picked me up?
That's right. Why don't you just go back there and take it easy for the rest of the day?
Well, okay. Would it be all right if I take off my socks? If I walk all the way back like this, it'll wear at the heels of them.
Sure. You take off your socks.
Thanks. It's sure been real nice talking to you. You're a real good listener.
Say, you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like Pyle's flipped.
No, I wouldn't put it that way, Sergeant. There does seem to be some evidence of a personality conflict.
Sir?
I'd rather not make a hasty diagnosis, but Pyle does appear to have some signs of a double personality.
How do you like that? I never thought he had any personality at all.
What I'm saying, Sergeant, is that this can get quite bizarre. Now, there's a conflict of interest, a struggle of incompatible desires. On the one hand, a striving toward normal behavior. On the other hand, a deviating toward the bizarre. You understand that, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. Pyle is a bizarre.
What I'm saying, Sergeant, is that Pyle has within him a struggle between the good Marine and the bad Marine. Now, it'll be a day or two before I can get out separation orders. In the meantime, go easy with him.
Yes, sir, of course. Does he know yet?
No, he doesn't.
Well, sir, you think maybe I should tell him? I mean, we've been together since boot camp.
It's a good idea. I think it'll be the best way of handling it.
Yes, sir, I'd be glad to. How do you like that? Pyle, a bizarre. Well, Pyle, we've been together for quite a while now, haven't we?
1 year, 3 weeks, and 2 days.
And you got a lot to be proud of. You made private first class in a year. That's nothing to sneeze at. Who knows? After a little while, you may be able to come back.
Back? Back from where?
Listen, Pyle, I don't know how to tell you this, but it's like you're going to be leaving here.
You mean to the Aleutians?
Oh, no, not the Aleutians. I didn't mean that. That was just a threat. I mean, well, the fact is, Pyle, we're going to be sending you home.
Home?
That's right.
But I've been watching it, Sergeant. Honest, I have. I was the first one out of the chow hall this afternoon.
No. It isn't that, Pyle. I mean, it ain't a question of simple little goofs anymore. It's the funny things. I mean, when a Marine begins to wear brown and white shoes with a uniform, Pyle, well, let's face it, it's time to bid adieu.
Huh?
That's goodbye in Italian. Some of us can be Marines and some of us can't. It's as simple as that. So just feel proud of the fact that you were in for a year. Well, goodbye.
Well, golly, listen, Sergeant, I got to tell you something. I wasn't going to say nothing, but if it means my leaving the Marines, well, I just can't protect him any longer.
Protect him? Protect who?
Goober.
Goober?
That's right. See, it wasn't me that done all them bad things that you think I done. It was him, Goober.
You mean it wasn't you with your hands in your pockets?
It's Goober.
It wasn't you with brown and white shoes?
It
was Goober.
That's right. But you don't have to worry, Sergeant. I got rid of him. I finally convinced him he had to get off the base.
Oh, I see.
So is everything all right now? I mean, I don't have to get out of the Marines? You understand about Goober?
Oh, yes, I understand.
Then everything's okay.
Oh, everything's terrific. Now, you just go back to the barracks and take it easy. Rest.
And you ain't mad at Goober, 'cause he didn't know no better.
Oh, no. I'm not mad at Goober at all.
You see, Sergeant, it fits exactly into what we were talking about earlier today. He makes up this fictitious character in order to help him out of his troubles.
Sir?
Well, it's simple. It's like with a small child. They need the approval of their parents so that when they do something bad, they make up an imaginary character to take the blame. If they break a window, it's the bad Georgie that did it. If they run a hose in Daddy's car, it's the bad Donald. You understand, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. But that's with kids.
Don't forget, as his sergeant, you're taking the place of his mother and father. Especially now.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Well, frankly, I didn't either. Now, I'll speed up the orders. Meantime, you try to keep him on an even keel.
You mean it can get worse?
You can never tell. Remember, be nice, be pleasant. And if there are any sudden changes, get in touch with me immediately.
Yes, sir. Goober.
Gomer. Hey, Goober, what are you doing here? I thought you was at the hotel. I was going to come see you tomorrow.
I went, but you know what? They wanted us to sleep there. $4.50. Could I stay here tonight?
But I told Sergeant Carter you was in town.
With this for tonight, I'll be out of here first thing in the morning. The Marines ain't gonna work with me. Too many people hollering at you.
Goober, you ain't allowed here. It's bad enough during the day, but at night.
I can stretch out under your bunk. How about it, Gomer?
Look, I'll tell you what. I'll just go to Sergeant Carter and tell him the truth. I'll tell you that you're here and you ain't got no place to sleep. And maybe he'll understand. He's a very understanding man. You just wait right here.
Well, ask him how he'd like to spend $4 and I had to sleep someplace one night.
What's the matter?
Well, I thought I'd better tell you, Goober's back.
Oh, yes?
He hadn't got no place to sleep.
Huh?
He said I could sleep under my bunk, but I thought I'd better check with you first.
Yeah? Sleep under your bunk? Well, why don't you do that? You let him sleep under your bunk. That's all right.
Are you sure?
Why not?
I told him what an understanding fellow you were, and you are Sergeant Carter.
Yeah, well, good night, Pyle. You just go back to bed, huh?
Well, thank you, Sergeant.
Sure, sure. Doctor, Sergeant Carter. I was just in here. He says the other fella's back again. The one that does all the bad things. I think he's really gone. Maybe you better get right over here.
Cooper.
Sergeant Carter. Oh, Dr. Reiner, sir.
Is he inside?
Yes, sir. I think so, sir.
Okay, Sergeant. Everything's going to be all right. Now, what does he sleep?
No 6 on the left.
All right.
Do you want me to go, sir?
No, you wait out here.
Yes, sir.
Who is it?
It's me, Dr. Reiner.
Oh, hey, Doctor. Boy, am I glad to see you. I was dreaming about them gas pumps again. Boom, 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 boom.
Sergeant Carter?
What are you doing out here?
Well, you see, Goober took my bunk. I didn't know where to sleep.
Oh. Oh, well, look, Pyle, since you're going to be leaving...
Leaving? I ain't leaving.
I know. But when you do leave, I just wanted to tell you that it's been nice knowing you and that... Put it there, Pyle. Say. Hey, Doc, I got him. Out of here.
What is it, Sergeant?
I got Pyle.
What do you mean you've got Pyle? I got Pyle.
Hey, Gomer, you can have your bunk back now. The feller says he's got a nice bed for me.
Who's that?
Well, that's Goober, the feller I've been telling you about. He's my cousin.
Hey, Sergeant.
And who's that?
Private First Class Gomer Pyle, sir.
You mean there is a Goober? A real Goober?
Well, sure, Sergeant. I told you about him twice.
There is a Goober? There is a Goober? How do you like that? There is a Goober! There is a Goober! There is a Goober!
Listen, Sergeant Carter.
Listen, how do you like that? There is a Goober!
I think you better come with me. I'll find you a place to sleep
But
tonight,
there is
too.
a Goober!
Yes,
there is a Goober!
You're right.
It's a Goober!
So all in all, things is pretty good. I don't regret making the trip to see you because sometimes it takes some scouting around to find that happiness is in your own backyard or filling station, as the case may be. Ha ha. Say hey to all the boys and especially to Sergeant Carter. Yours very truly, Cousin Goober. P.S. Hope you like the present I sent you. They had a sale over at Weaver's. I wonder what it is. Oh, ain't that sweet? That Goober.
I know they'll fit, Gomer.
Let's see. They feel just fine.
All right, you people. Now, I want every one of you
That old black magic has me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well.
Look at that chick, Gomer. Isn't she terrific?
Well, she's not too bad, but A little squeaky on the high notes. Maybe she'd practice more.
I don't mean her voice. I mean her. She's the neatest looking thing I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. She is nice looking. She looks like she's a very sweet person. But she sure could stand a few voice lessons.
It's about her voice. Look at that face, that body, that everything.
Everything is fine on her. The only thing that throws it off is her voice.
I should have stayed away, but what could I do?
Boy, what a knockout, ain't she?
Well, she's your type, ain't it?
Oh, you said it. She's got everything. Great face, terrific figure. Class. Yes, she got class.
She can only sing.
What difference does that make? The girl is a goddess. Can't you see that?
You're right. She's a goddess with a rotten voice.
Listen, I gotta meet her. Hey, you got a pencil? I'm gonna send her a note.
Let's get her over here. Just wait and see. Waiter.
Yes, sir?
Listen, we'll see that Miss Poovy gets this when finishes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait a minute. A little something extra for you.
Thank you. I'll see she gets it.
I have waited
You can give him $1.
Gomer, one of the secrets of my success is I always go first class.
$1?
Waiter.
Yes, sir?
Now, listen, I wonder if you do a little something for me. Will you take this note to that lovely young lady up there when she finishes her song?
Okay.
And here's the bits for you.
You really know your way around, don't you, Vince?
Well, if you want things to happen, you gotta grease the palm, kid.
magic color.
I went over and sat with them knockheads. Waiter.
Yes, sir?
What happened? Wasn't that the note you gave that young lady?
No, sir. It was a note from those other fellas.
How come?
Well, I delivered the down notes first and the quart notes later.
Be surprised if you went right up the ladder and became one of the top singers in the country.
Do you really mean that?
Well, I'd admit in some parts you sang pretty as a catbird, but in other parts she was just a wreck off.
Hey, where you from, Gomer?
Mayberry, North Carolina.
No, really? Well, for goodness sakes, do you know where I'm from?
Well, they're not gonna get away with this. I'm going over there and bring her back here.
Well, good luck, Sarge.
You don't mean it. You're from Turtle Creek? Well, that's only 83 miles from Mayberry. Of course, I never have been there, but I've heard all about it.
Well, you've been to Siler City.
Siler City? For goodness sakes. I used to take the truck up there all the time to pick up radiator fittings.
And you know something else? Besides great voice, you got style. Real style.
Well, hello there, boys. Nice to see you.
Well, hey, Sergeant Carter, I didn't know you was here.
Allow me to introduce myself, Miss Poovy. I'm Ben Carter, these boys' sergeant. I'm pretty angry at them, too. I mean, keeping all to themselves this way, I just don't think that's right. Do you, boys?
Why don't you sit down and join us, Sergeant?
Oh, no, I got a much better idea than that. Why don't you join me and my corporal for a drink or two, Miss Poovy? I'm sure these gentlemen wouldn't mind sparing you for a minute, would the boys?
No, Sergeant Carter. Not if Miss Poovey'd like to. I guess it's all right with us, right, dear?
Well, you know, I really admire your talent, Miss Poovy. I don't know.
Well, just when I was doing good.
I still think you was exaggerating a little bit about her voice.
Voice? Who cares about her voice?
As a matter of fact, I don't even know what a talent like you is doing a joint like this. Oh, Miss Poovy, this is Corporal Boyle.
How do you do, Miss Poovy?
Well, hello.
Look, Gomer, she's looking back over here. She didn't want to leave me. Boy, that Carter's got a lot on nerve.
She's looking back at us. There's no question about that.
And I'll tell you something else. You know what you got, Miss Booty? You got class. Ain't that right, Boyle? I mean, that's the first thing I said to Boyle. There's a dame with class. And if there's one thing I know about, it's class. How about a beer?
Oh, excuse me, fellas, but that's not cute. I got to do another number.
Oh, sure. Don't stay away too long now. Boy, is that a dame or is that a dame? You know something, Boyle?
What?
I think she goes for me, too.
Yeah, what makes you think that, Vince?
You mean you didn't notice? There was that thing between us. You call it chemistry, electricity, but it was there. She felt it, I felt it. It was obvious.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Well, of course you didn't get it. It was passing between her and me. Chemistry ain't for the crowd.
You say so, Vince.
All or nothing at all.
Hey, Gom, would you mind going back to base yourself tonight?
No, why?
Well, I think I'll stick around until she's finished. I want to talk to her again. You know, maybe take her out, buy her a steak or something. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Oh, not dog you.
Great. Hey, listen, would you loan me a 10 in payday? Is she something, Gomer? Is she something?
Only thing against her is her voice.
You wouldn't want to ask her if she has a friend for me, huh?
No, you just beat it, Boyle, and take the Jeep with you. She'll be out any minute.
No, you sure you don't want it? I can take the bus.
No, I'd rather walk her home. Now, just beat it, will you, please?
Okay, Sarge, good luck. Good luck with the chemistry.
All right. What are you hanging around here for, Slater?
Oh, just waiting.
Yeah? Waiting for what? Should I say who?
Well,
You wouldn't by any chance be waiting for Miss Poofy.
Miss who?
Slater, let me point something out to you.
Miss Poofy.
My advice to you, Slater, is to get over there and get on that bus. Hey!
Gomer, how could you do it? Let her get on the bus when you knew I was waiting for her.
Golly, Duke, I couldn't help it. The bus pulled away before I could say anything, and I couldn't very well ask her to get off.
You took her right to her door, did you?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we had a nice long talk. We must have sat out on her step for over an hour.
Yeah, did she mention? What'd she say?
Well, she did mention you once. She said you had nice teeth.
Nice teeth, that's all? Oh, boy. First Carter comes along and butts in, and then you come along and take her home. Well, tonight I'm going back, and I'm going to really move in. Tonight.
You never got to take her home, huh?
No, I told you. I was talking to that stupid Slater, and she went off the bus.
Gee, that's tough luck, Vince.
Well, tonight's another night. Tonight I'm going down there, and I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm really going to make a pitch for her tonight.
I like your style, Vince.
Well, if there's one thing I know about Boyle, it's swimming. Anyway, tonight's the night.
Dream of you every night. Darling, I'm never lonely. If ever you're inside, I love you, and you were meant for me.
Oh, hello, Sarge.
All right, Slater, what are you doing here? Get this through your head. Miss Poopy's going home with me tonight. There's going to be no arguments about that.
Miss Poopy.
Ah, there you are, my dear, and you're certainly looking lovely. I have a table for us right over here.
Oh, are you here alone?
That's right, all alone, honey. As a matter of fact, I was just saying goodbye to Private Slater. Goodbye, Private. You see, the Private has a detail he forgot about. He's got a sweet parade ground. Ta-ta, Slater. I'll see you in the morning. Look, why don't we just sit here at this table? It's much better than the one I had. So long, Slater. Now, let's see. Where's the waiter? I'll get us a drink.
Are you still here?
Oh, please don't bother. I really don't care for a drink.
Why? Is something wrong? Oh, I know. You want Slater to leave. Get along, Slater. You heard me.
Oh, no. He doesn't have to go. I mean, he can stay. Well, actually, I was expecting someone else.
You don't have a boyfriend, do you?
Actually, I don't know.
What does that mean?
You know that Marine that was here last night?
What Marine? Corporal Boyle?
No, actually, the other one. Gomer Pyle.
Gomer Pyle? What about him?
Well, I know this sounds sort of silly because I've only seen him once. But,
Yeah?
well, actually, I think I'm sort of in love with him.
Can you imagine that? All guys, Pyle. I could have fell over. This great-looking dame telling me she's in love with Pyle. Can you figure that, Boyle? Pyle?
Well, women are funny sometimes, Sarge. You can't figure out what they want or what they'll go for in a guy.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want, Pyle?
Well, I just came to pick up my pass for the night.
Your pass? Well, I don't know about that, Pyle. I don't know why I should give you a pass to hang around the Congo Club all night long. I don't know whether it's good for you fellas to do that.
But I'm not going to the Congo Club, Sergeant. I'm not going anywhere near the Congo Club.
Not?
Well, no, honest.
Oh. Well, okay, boy. I'll give him a pass.
Right. Here you, Pyle.
Thanks.
Not that I'm really interested, Pyle, but just where are you going tonight?
Oh, well, you remember that young lady at Congo Club named Luann Poovey?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, it's her night off, so she invited me over to her house for dinner. And all my favorites. Apple dumplings, fried chicken, ramen, bread biscuits. Well, thank you for the pie, Sergeant, and I'll see you. There was this old possum way up here in the tree, and there was this old half-blind hound dog just barking, carrying on down here, and right between them was old Farley Upchurch, where he's got this real high, squeaky voice, and he was yelling, "Get the possum, you darn fool, not me, get the possum, get the possum." Oh, boy, it was a sight.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, Farley Upchurch, he's something else.
I sure like being with you, Gomer. Feel so comfortable.
Oh, well, that's probably just 'cause I'm from back home.
Well, that's part of it. But also, you remind me of somebody.
I do? We've been talking about me all evening. Let's talk about you. What are you doing out here so far from home?
Sometimes I wonder. I was happy enough back there. Had me a steady boyfriend.
You did?
Monroe E. Ford. His daddy ran the feed store. We was gonna get married.
Well, how come you didn't?
Well, Monroe just didn't understand about my wanting a career. He wanted to settle right down and start having a family.
Oh.
And I was just determined to pursue my career because singing is so important to me, you know?
Yes, I do. You know, I used to sing in the church choir back home, and I know what it can mean to a person who wants to make it their life's work.
Do you sing, Gomer?
Oh, little.
You pick a little, too?
Well, not much.
Will you sing something for me?
Oh.
Oh, please.
I don't know if I remember anything or not.
Oh, come on.
Wait a minute. There is one song that I remember that I bet you know. It's been kind of a long time.
If you miss the train I'm on, then you know that I have gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. Lord, I am one Lord, I'm 2. Lord, I'm 3. Lord, I'm 4. Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home. Away from home, away from home, away from home, away from home. Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home.
You're not crying, are you?
No. But you know, it's funny. The first time I met Monroe, they were playing that song.
You kind of miss Monroe, don't you? I bet you'd be a whole lot happier if it was Monroe sitting here instead of me.
No, but thanks anyway for playing that song.
Golly.
Pyle, wait a minute.
Hey, Sergeant Carter.
Well, what kind of evening did you have, Pyle?
Oh, I had a wonderful time. A real fine dinner. She's a wonderful cook.
Yeah? Well, after dinner, did you... What's that you got on your cheek? Lipstick?
Golly, I guess it is.
She kissed you? How did you work the Pyle?
I don't know. It was a surprise to me, too, Sergeant. You see, I sang her this song, and she got so stirred up, she kissed me.
You sang her a song and she kissed you? You're kidding.
No, singing means a whole lot to her. It's practically her whole life.
Singing, eh? Singing really gets to her?
I guess it does.
Singing. You sang her a song, she kissed you.
Uh-huh. Well, good night, Sergeant.
Singing? Yeah, it's too bad that Pyle couldn't make it tonight, but he had this guard detail that he forgot about, and I promised I'd fill in for him.
Well, it was awful nice of you to walk me home, Sergeant Carter. I hope you'll remember to tell Gomer that I understand about tonight. Night.
Yeah, wait a minute. You're not going to go in just like that.
Well, it is sort of late.
Oh, well, it's not that late, and besides, it's kind of a long walk from that bus stop. You wouldn't happen to have a bottle of beer around in there, would you?
Oh, gee, no, I'm so sorry, Sergeant, I don't.
Well, how about a bottle of pop?
Oh, I'm afraid all I have is just a little bit of buttermilk.
Buttermilk? Gee, that's perfect. I haven't had any of that in years.
Okay.
Hey, what a comfortable place you got here. Feel homely. I love it, I really do. Yeah, solid comfort. You know what we ought to do sometime? We ought to have a nice home-cooked meal. I just love home cooking. Apple dumplings, fried chicken, hominy, hot biscuits. That's my kind of eating.
I'll get your buttermilk now.
Yeah, it's a terrific place you got here. Love is a man's land. April rose that only rose in the early spring. Love is nature's living. It's the golden crown that makes a man a king.
Sergeant, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm all out of buttermilk. It is getting late. You better go now.
Once on a high and windy hill, in the morning mist, two lovers kissed, and the world stood still.
Some other time, Sergeant.
And then your fingers touched my silent heart.
Hey, cut the racket, buddy. What do you think this is? The bitch without no
You know what she said to me? You better go now.
So?
Well, don't you know what that means? You better go now. Means she don't trust herself.
So you went, huh, Vince?
Well, sure. What else? I'm a gentleman. But there are other nights, spoiled. Other songs and other nights.
Golly! Sergeant Carter? Corporal Boy, Sergeant Carter.
What's up?
I came to get my pies. Most wonderful things happened.
Yeah, what?
I finally convinced her to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Lou Ann Poovey, you know, the girl that sings at the Congo Club. Sergeant Carter comes back, tell him I have to go over to her place to help her get ready. Thank you, Corporal.
Pyle! Vince, where you been? I called the bar shop. They said you left 10 minutes ago. Wait till you hear.
What? What happened?
Well, Pyle was just here, and Vince, he and that dame are getting married.
Pyle, what dame?
Your girlfriend, Lou Ann Poovey.
You're kidding.
Vince, it's true. He went over there to help her get ready. He told me to tell you because he said that you understand.
He told you that and you let him go? Just like that, he's gonna get married without asking the chaplain, the CO, nobody? Why didn't you stop him? There's a chain of command in the Marine Corps. Why didn't you stop him for? You're supposed to be...
Taxi! Taxi! Oh, we did.
Pyle!
Hey, Sergeant Carter. Boy, this is a surprise. Did you come here to kiss the bride?
Bride? Just what did you have in mind, Pyle? Were you just gonna go AWOL? Or were you planning on going back to her hometown, meeting her parents, getting married, having a wedding supper, and getting back here in 12 hours? Was that what you had in mind?
Oh, no, Sergeant. You see...
Do you know what you're letting yourself in for? A court-martial.
Oh, wait, Sergeant, wait. You got it all wrong. We're not getting married. I mean, Lou Ann is, but I'm not.
Huh?
No, Lou Ann's going back home to marry Monroe Eford from the feed thrower. You see, she came out here for a singing career, but she decided that her heart was still back home with Monroe.
And it took Elmer here to make me realize that.
You mean you had a boyfriend back home all the time?
That's right. But I didn't think so.
And there was nothing between you and Pyle here at all?
No, not really, Sergeant Carter. You see, I just reminded her of Monroe, and that's the reason she liked having me around so much.
Well, Gomer reminded me so much of Monroe that he made me want to go straight back home to him.
Oh. Oh.
You know what, Sergeant Carter? Lou Ann's given up her singing completely.
No, really? Well, I haven't given up my singing, so this calls for a goodbye song and a kiss.
Oh, no, Sergeant, you don't really have to do that.
3 o'clock today? No kidding. Well, best wishes, Lou Ann. She get married at 3 o'clock today.
Oh.
Well, listen, this is long distance, so I guess better hang up. But wait just a minute. We've got a surprise for you. You still want to do it, Sergeant?
Sure, she'll get a real charge out of it. Hello? 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 Hello?
আপনি কিন্তু আমাকে বলেছিলেন এই 50,000 টাকার মধ্যে আমাকে আপনি টপ 10 করবেন। হেই, এত জোরে জোরে কথা কইছেন কিসের জন্য? আমি কি কম শুনি, হ্যাঁ? আর আপনারা টপ 10 এর ব্যাপার পরে আগে শর্ট লিস্টে ঢুকে টাকা বাইর করেন। এটা আমি দিচ্ছি, কারণ টপ 10 এর ব্যাপার তো উত্তেজনা কাজ করছে আমার। আবার জোরে কথা করছেন, উত্তেজনা একটু কমায় টাকাটা বাইর করেন, বুঝতে পারছেন? না না, তা দিচ্ছি, আপনার জন্যই তো নিচ্ছি। পুরো 50,000 টাকা আপনার। এই যে মানে টোটালি 50,000 টাকা আপনাকে দিচ্ছি, ঠিক আছে? মানে শর্ট লিস্টে আপনি ঢুকাবেন, এই জন্য আপনাকে এই টাকা দিচ্ছি। এত জোরে জোরে কথা বলছেন কিসের জন্য, হ্যাঁ? আচ্ছা, কথা না, টাকাটা তো দেবো, আমি আর ঝুলাচ্ছেন কিসের জন্য? কই কই ঝুলেলাম, আপনাকে তো দিলাম টাকা, ঠিক আছে? একদম ঠিক আছে, আপনি করে নেন, গুণা লাগবে না, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। 1 টাকা কম হবে, শর্ট লিস্টে নাম যাবে না, সেটা আপনি ভালোভাবেই জানেন। যান, আপনি আপনার কাজ যান। চলে যাবেন উনি? আপনি টাকার অফিসে যাবেন না? কাজ শুরু করে দেবেন না? আপনার কি মাথা খারাপ হয়ে গেছে? আপনারা নিয়ে যাবো অফিসে, আপনারা নিয়ে অফিসে গেলে শর্ট লিস্টের নাম ঢুকবে না, বুঝতে পারছেন? শোনেন, নিচে যাবেন, অফিসে টাকাবেন না, সোজা বাসা। যা যোগাযোগ করার আমি আপনার সাথে ফোনে যোগাযোগ করবো, ঠিক আছে? আপনি টাকাটা গুনে নেন। আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, চুপচাপ বসে থাকবেন, আমি টাকা গুনবো, কোনো কথা করবেন না, টাকা গুনা শেষ বেরিয়ে যাবেন।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে। 2 3 4 5।
আপনি কথা বলছেন কিসের জন্য?
বলছিলাম
আপনার কোন